Used to live in the Palisades, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, we did find out
and then
right
I
before.
heard that whole story, and I was like, now I feel like an a-hole.
Yeah, well, it didn't matter. You couldn't have beaten them anyway. But it was funny because right before we started playing, the game started. They broke the news to us. They basically lost their house in the fires. Man. And then they had to battle Allie, which was like their second saddest thing to happen.
And then I found out that the aunt that they played, they were like, oh, yeah, we played pickleball with our aunt. The aunt is like a nationally ranked pickleball player. She's like a professional. So then that kind of skewed my thinking because I'm like, oh, they actually, and they all seemed like an athletic family.
Very athletic. Those kids, I know they're 11 or whatever. They were like, in my opinion, they both look like they could have been like Olympian-style
kids.
Dude.
Wow. Like they could pick up any sport and kind of figure it out. But I do want to know how I would have fared if I had just played one of them. I think I was really running all over the court, and it's a small court.
Allie was so sweaty. I touched her after the match.
I was like...
She was so wet. I thought it was like she came in for a monsoon.
I was running all over the place. They were running me all over.
So we'll get into all of the things that took place there because some of the drama is actually pretty funny, and we'll do all of that later this morning. But I did want to play this because maybe this is the funniest / saddest thing that happened. But after the event was over and everyone had left, then this guy showed up.
Hi, Klein and Allie, Pantyhose Greg. I came here, I took the bus, and no one's here now, so I got to go home. All right, see you later.
Now, this guy called us on Friday at, I think, 7 in the morning to say he was getting on a bus to start his journey to Santa Monica. And he got to Santa Monica apparently an hour after the event ended.
All right, see you later.
How long did it take you, though?
It took me so long. There's like so many stops.
So the only person he ran into was Vanessa, who was like wrapping everything up to get all of our stuff and get out of there.
She was the last one to leave.
Last one to leave. So there you have. Vanessa was waiting for her ride. She was waiting to get picked up. So anyway, we got a big show planned for you. We'll get into all of it after some red jumpsuit apparatus. Good morning, KROQ. Show right now. It is 4:05.
Yeah, it was when I came in. And you know what? They were saying there was a bad accident. It started at 1 a.m. And then so one person is dead. And then there's a police officer that they think also got hit by a car. And he's okay, but they got him out to the hospital. And everything is still closed down because the old waiting for the coroner.
Oh, man, that's a lot of waiting around for that coroner.
There's like probably one coroner that lives in like Oxnard.
Well,
and they're like, hey, can you come pick up this body? And he's like, yeah.
I feel like it's a great job for a slow person because if you're being called out, it means that people are already dead. So the coroner's always like, I guess, what's the rush?
Yeah.
Finish this episode. This episode of Is It Cake?
Oh, that's already shut down the freeway. So
that's a bummer.
They're all waiting there.
Anyway, more time with us if you're stuck in traffic. We'll try to make it worth your while today.
That's a bummer. Somebody dies, and that's a bummer.
Yeah, well, it's a bummer. I mean, look, it seems to be happening a lot now. What are we going to do about it? It's like happens every single day now. They shut down the 101 last week. It sucks. I don't know. Sucks for that person.
It does suck, man. It's a bummer.
It's a bummer. We got more time with you in traffic, and as a result, we'll make it worth your while. We got Universal tickets to give you all morning long, so get ready to go to Universal. That's right. We send you there. In fact, if you've ever had a shark encounter or survived a shark attack, we'd love to hear from you later this morning as we send you to celebrate the 50th birthday of the movie Jaws. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you can come real close to encounter with Jaws if you go on that Universal Studio tour.
Do you want to tell your heartbreaking shark encounter? That wasn't really a shark encounter.
It was a shark encounter.
No, I think it
was another statue?
No,
it was a fish.
It was not a fish. It was a shark. A shark bit me, Allie. So don't trivialize what happened to me.
One of those little dogfish?
Yeah, it's like one of those really tiny ones.
I went under the water with a shark, and the guy says, a lemon shark, you don't have anything to worry about. They don't eat people. And then I came up, and my finger was gushing blood. So you tell me what happened. Okay? I don't know.
Was your wife not laughing at you?
She gets really mad when I bring up the fact that I survived the shark attack because she claims it was on our honeymoon, and she says that she's like, I didn't see the shark bite you. I'm like, well, you couldn't have. You were on the surface. I was down below. I went deep.
I thought you were only to your knees.
First time you went deep.
No, it wasn't to my knees. I went went all the way
Were
to
you
the...
just snorkeling?
Yeah, I was
Because if you're just snorkeling, you're not deep.
Okay.
You're like 2 feet under the water.
It was probably 10 feet under the water.
What?
Yeah, I went
It's not 10 feet.
I in fact, Allie, I'm going to have to go find it now, but I have a video, one of those stupid tourist videos where you get to they take you on this little snorkel thing and then you can buy this. Yeah, they rip you off at the end.
Cool.
I have I think it's a DVD of me going under the water.
Were you screaming like a bitch?
No, I didn't.
And it was like those little bubbles coming out of the snorkel, like.
You see, I'm going to find this video, and you guys will all eat your words. All right? So we'll get to that later.
A lemon shark, very threatening name.
If you survived the shark attack like I did, you could end up at Universal. That's all I'm saying. Marlene, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
I just wanted to tell Allie thank you for your PSA the other day because my tire pressure came up low this morning on my way to work. So I stopped at the gas station. I saw the little card reader. It said $2. And I said, I resist. I went inside. And can you please turn on the air? And he's like, oh, you got to punch in the code on the side. I'm like, thank you. Went outside, punched in the code.
There you go.
I did not pay.
Allie will not rest until every California resident gets free air. Do not fall for the scam. Do not fall for the car reader. Look at her. She's so proud right now. She's got her hand on her heart.
I just feel like this is a moment where America's going through a lot of turmoil.
Sure is.
But I am single-handedly making it better.
Not really.
$2 at a time. And you didn't spend $2. Now you're $2 richer. That's girl math for you.
That's right. Well done.
Congratulations.
Allie is making it her mission to go to every single gas station all over Southern California and demand that they stop trying to rip people off to pay for air. It's a free air state.
Yeah, it is. And even though there's a card reader on the box or there's a coin slot, it says $2.50 for 5 minutes, which is a ridiculous price anyway. Go in there, tell them to turn it on, and they'll turn it on for you.
She's a real air Karen, as we call her. Erin. Some people call her that. They call her Karen, but spelled A-I-R. There's a million fun ways to do it, and she will complain until all of you get all the free air you can handle.
Hey, air's free.
We take a quick break. When we get back, $100 of Allie's money is up for grabs on a Monday morning. If you'd like to win that money, I recommend you call now, 800-520-1067. Lots to give you this morning. We start with Allie's Cash, and you'll learn a little bit about the news after this quick break on KROQ.
KROQ has your chance to get ready for a summer to remember at the all-new Universal Mega Movie Summer, happening June 13th to August 10th at Universal Studios Hollywood. Meet your favorite characters, experience soak-worthy thrills, purchase movie-themed foods, and join the ultimate party in the park for the best summer day in LA. Listen for your chance to get cast in the role of a winner of a 4-pack of tickets at 9, noon, 3, and 6. Lights, KROQ, action! More info at KROQ.com. Rated KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Postmaster Johnny's in the studio. Johnny, how excited are you that as soon as you're done, Cheech Marin will be on with us?
Dude, he's the lowrider from Cars.
I know. You're very excited about it. I know.
Hyped.
There's a big argument happening behind the scenes here as to, is this a better theme song for Cheech coming on our show in moments? This is what Johnny believes should be the theme song.
Yeah.
We asked Johnny and Jake to put in theme songs for Cheech.
Great song, but that's from Cars, of course. And then there's, Jake's a bit older than Johnny, almost double his age, and he gave us this one.
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too.
Shout out White Girls Named Debbie. So,
That'd be great if that was from Cars.
That's also from Cars. That was from the Cars Unrated. Let's get into it now. Up for grabs, we have tickets for you to go to Wild Rivers, Cabana as well. Summer's officially here. Let's celebrate the first day of summer by getting you somewhere to cool off. Wild Rivers, Cabana, food, beverage, and it's all right now with Johnny Doesn't Know.
Johnny doesn't know.
And I was like, okay.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
I didn't know Vegas was like in Nevada for like a while.
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
Gelato sounds like Jello.
Johnny doesn't know.
It like goes wiggles.
Johnny doesn't know a lot of things, but if he doesn't know or if he does is irrelevant. It's just about if you can predict correctly. So we start right now with, let's say, Joy in Los Angeles, California. Joy, good morning. Everyone who gets theirs right, Allie.
morning.
Allie will write your name down. Good morning. And whoever she picks will get the tickets to Wild Rivers. Here we go. This is the first question for Johnny. Joy. All you have to do is predict, will he know or will he not know? Johnny, what do we call a scientist who studies weather? Will
good
Johnny
question.
know this, Joy? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
He
You have-
This
doesn't
is like
know.
Prices. She's being like Prices Right.
Yeah,
The
you have
audience
someone in
is
the back
telling her.
yelling, say no. Say no. Just go with no. All right, Johnny. First question out of the gate, and Johnny doesn't know anything. It's a random hodgepodge of questions. What do we call a scientist who studies weather? She says you will not know.
I only know because we watch the news. Dallas Raines, meteorologist. Dallas Raines.
Wait, you're saying Dallas Raines is your answer?
Dallas Raines, meteorologist. Dallas Raines is the gentleman that presents the news.
Right.
See, yeah. So, meteorologist.
Oh, you're going meteorologist.
Meteorologist.
Okay, that is
I thought you thought it was that whole thing.
I think that's what he thought as well.
like,
I did for a second. I was like, how'd they get a guy whose name is actually in the profession, too?
Right. Well, it's a fake name.
It is? It's not his real name?
No.
no one is named Dallas
No
Raines.
one's named that.
guy is?
No.
Dallas Raines is not his real name?
No, it's just like Johnny Mountain, all those guys. They change
Johnny
it up.
Mountain.
They all change it up for the weather.
Whoa.
Hey, wait, Johnny, so you, once again, I'm just going to ask the question just to make sure it's crystal clear. What do you call a scientist who studies weather?
Meteorologist.
Okay, he got it
Yes.
right. All right, good. All right, Joy, I'm sorry. Nice effort. You should have gone with Johnny, but you
should
didn't.
have gone with your gut.
Should've gone with your
Fun
gut.
fact, Dallas Raines is his real name.
Not his real name. That's not a
told
fun.
you.
It's not a fun fact. It's a made-up fact.
Wow.
It's an angry fact.
Angry fact. Let's say hi to Valentine in Anaheim. Hello. Good morning. You're on KROQ. Hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Here's the next question for Johnny. It's Johnny doesn't know anything. In Greek mythology, what would happen if King Midas touched something? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
Oh, man. I know it, but I don't think he's going to know it.
You know it. Yeah, well, most people know these questions. Johnny's the wild card here, but in Greek mythology, what would happen if King Midas touched something?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Eventually, no is going to pay off. I'm sure it will. Johnny, you look stumped, and you're doing that weird thing with your lips where you're thinking, but also trying to not look dumb.
Well, I didn't study Greek people in social studies, so I don't really remember much of that.
Wouldn't do that in that class.
You study Greek people in social. Well, he's Greek, right? You said Greek mythology.
In Greek mythology, what would happen if King Midas touched something?
Midas touch.
It turned to ash. If I touch you, you turn to ash because I'm the king and I have the power. King Midas touch. I turn to ash.
That's what you think it means?
King Midas touch. Yes.
Did you hear that, or you're just making it up?
I think he just turns to ash.
Do you remember that from studying?
You know the lady with the snakes in her hair?
What's her name?
I don't know, Martha or something like that.
You got it.
You look at her, she turns you to ash, or she turns you to stone.
Right.
So it's like same thing.
All right. Well, good job. You predicted he would not know, and he did not know. The Midas touch is when you touch something and it turns to gold.
Let's go, Johnny.
Johnny, hold on 1 second.
They're like, yeah, Johnny.
Okay, got it right. Johnny is a real dummy. Let's add a Robert and Ontario for some Johnny doesn't know. We got to do a speed round because Cheech is going to be on with us in moments here on KROQ. And no offense, Johnny, but Cheech takes priority.
100%.
Especially today is his day. Here's the next question for Johnny. Robert, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Pork is to pig as veal is to what?
Ooh.
This is one of those like SAT type questions, right? Will Johnny know the answer here? Yes or no, Robert?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Pork is to pig as veal is to what? He says you will know.
Would it happen to be like guinea pigs or like hamster? Only because
you think we're eating hamsters at...
Only in Lilo and Stitch on Disney Channel, they used to have like a character...
This guy's like,
hold on. Hear me out.
He's bringing up Lilo and Stitch.
Wait.
So wrong.
Wait, let me cook.
Let him cook.
In the Disney Channel show, Lilo and Stitch, there was a character named Hamster Veal. Veal and hamster. It's associated with the animal, so that's why I was like Hamster Veal. That was his name in the show. So hamster.
Are you thinking of hamster wheel?
No, hamster wheel is the thing. That's the thing they spin around.
Something going on inside of Johnny's head right now.
But if they're saying hamster veal,
hamster veal is the name of the character.
Right.
VEIL.
Robert, sorry, man. You thought he would know, and he did not know. Only one person has predicted correctly. I don't even want to tell Johnny. Pork is to pig because pork comes from a pig.
It's meat, yeah.
And veal, you believe, is veal. People order that at a restaurant. They're ordering hamster.
Well, guinea pig, I said. Guinea pig.
Yeah. No. Hold on. It was a worse answer. I want you to make sure that
Rashawn, this is the final one we have time for today. Only one has gotten theirs right so far. This will be an easy prize to give away.
Are you going to tell Johnny what it is?
Yeah,
no,
what is veal?
I'm going to let him go through his life, not now.
Damn.
It's a little rough down there, I'm gonna lie.
It's a little rough.
I can't wait for him to post a video. Johnny tries hamster for the first time.
Oh, man, that's going to be great. They send Johnny to a restaurant. All right, final question. Here we go. Listen closely. Will Johnny know or will Johnny not know? What street is associated with the advertising agency and the advertising industry? The entire advertising industry is associated with one particular street. Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
Oh, man. We're going to go with no.
Okay.
Please tell me you don't know this.
There's so many ways he could know this and should know this.
The whole advertising industry?
The whole advertising industry there's one street that always gets referenced when talking about the advertising industry. Will Johnny know this, yes or no? He says you will know or not know?
No, sir.
No way. All right, Johnny. Johnny, here we go.
Is it in America?
The street is in America. That's the only hint I'll give you.
There you go.
If I wasn't going to say, if I said no, what would you even be able to name?
Because I was thinking of Dubai.
What international street?
Yeah, what international street do you know?
India, Dubai. Like I was saying,
is
it another country? Is it another place?
It's one street, Johnny.
I have Times Square.
That's a square.
You're getting close.
Sunset
but I guess
Boulevard?
that is a
Sunset. You went Sunset Boulevard. That's what you're saying now. You were
Wait,
so.
why did you do that to me?
Madison.
Sunset Boulevard.
Madison Avenue.
Where the hell is that at?
Mad Men. Everyone.
Mad Men is a TV show.
Right,
yeah, I know.
Based on the guys who were Madison Avenue, New York City is where everyone knows.
New York City, Times Square.
All right. Anyway, you didn't know. All right, Allie. Two guys predicted correctly. It was Rashawn and it was Valente. Only one of them will win the Cabana and the. All right, we'll get to a little Allie Knows the News action in a moment. Give you the chance to become $100 richer on this $1 Million Monday. The name is misleading, but boy, it sounds exciting. $1 Million Mondays here at KROQ for your chance to win $100 of Allie's cash. And all you got to do is call us now at 800-520-1067. Before we get to that, though, Sergio would like to join the fight. The fight that Allie, it's a one-lady fight, but Sergio would like to join in. Go ahead quickly, Sergio.
Allie, you're wrong. I found a gas station that charges for air. Every time I pull up to it, the lady at the register tells me I have to buy gas. I don't, and she says, well, I'll let it pass this time. So there is a gas station in Victorville, a 76 gas.
Allie's going right now after the show. Allie, after the show, you better head over to Victorville.
It's on Palmdale and Park Avenue in Victorville.
Cool, I will be
Allie's
there.
on it. Hey, Allie, if you care about this cause, you better get there right away. And I only want people to call in and report gas stations that are incredibly inconvenient for Allie to get to.
Yeah, just super far away ones, please.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
But I do think that there are more gas station owners like this that are going, hey, you know what? I'm going to use this up as an opportunity to get ahead and get a few more dollars.
Yep.
It's all free money for them, yeah.
Exactly.
Free
Just to
money.
say, yeah, here's how much it is. And then Karens like me walk in and say it's free, and then they just wave me off and turn on the air.
If you find the place that is attempting to charge for air, you better let Allie know, because she will make it her mission to go over there, confront them, and roll audio. And then they usually go, okay, it's free, whatever. And then she...
And I further confront them, and they further
keep
wave me off.
attempting to confront them, and they go, lady, what else do you want?
I
We're
don't
giving you
care.
the air.
I'm in
Just
Victorville.
leave us alone. Why did you drive to Victorville to yell at me? It's KROQ, your Klein Alley Show. $100 up for grabs. Here we go.
She's a big stinker and a great thinker, but not necessarily the best thinker. But it's still June, and it's ending soon, so we need to recognize our favorite host that scissors her thighs. It's Allie, and she knows the news.
Beautiful. Wow. What a lovely song. Thank you. That's Blind Charlie. I should point out, we'll get to this later when we break down all that took place at the pickleball battle on Friday. Allie did play 1 point against Blind Charlie, and she lost that point.
Oh, it's great. I just saw the video.
Because his paddle was, I mean, it was...
You're full of excuses,
Allie,
Allie.
you lost a point of
just
pickleball
accept
to
it.
a blind man.
A blind guy.
That I had to prop up so he didn't tip over.
I played doubles with his dad, actually.
Wait,
after
Omar,
that.
where's the video for that? I haven't seen the video. Is that been posted yet? Or
I don't know. Justin just sent me the video to post off audio.
Well,
yeah, so
we'll
we
get
have
to
audio
that
of
later.
yeah.
But man, I'm so glad we have that on video.
Blind Charlie literally says, I don't know what's going on.
And I still couldn't get the ball that he hit.
Allie lost a pickleball point to a blind man. It's more embarrassing than the fact she lost to the children. Anyway, we'll get to all that. Right now, though, $100 could be yours. Let's say hi to George. Good morning, George, and welcome to KROQ. How goes it?
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you feeling smart?
I feel 75% smart.
75% is enough to win the game. Allie's
That already
going
beats
to
me.
leave the KROQ studios. Don't believe us? You can watch us. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. Join in on the streaming fun as she walks out of the KROQ studios. We've got 5 questions for George to make him $100 richer, and answer them quickly, confidently, no cheating. And here we go.
Allie knows the news.
All right, the NBA has a new world champion. Who is it?
Thunder.
All right. Guess, write that down. Thunder. We go to question number 2. This billionaire is about to be married again this week to his future ex-wife.
Jeff Bezos.
Question number 3. A massive data breach leaked 16 billion passwords. Name one of the sites that was breached. Pornhub. Go to question 4. LeBron James just won favorite male sports star at this slimy award show.
Nickelodeon. Like the kids' music.
Kids' music?
Yeah.
Kids' music. All right, I'll write that down.
Pornhub.
Pornhub again. That is the slimiest of the award shows. And we go to question number 5. This musical artist has tried to enforce all cell phones get banned at her shows moving forward. Does not want any cell phones at her shows.
Ariana Grande.
All right. We'll bring Allie in. We'll score it together. See how you did. $100 up for grabs, even on this $1 Million Monday. And every day you can get $100 richer. If no one wins leading up to Friday, it'll be another $500 Friday. Here we go. Question 1, Allie's back in the studio now. The NBA has a new world champion. Who is it?
Oh, yikes. I have no idea.
Come on. Seriously?
No, yeah, totally forgot about all that.
Wow.
The Pacers?
Oh, man.
Is that wrong?
That
Oh.
is wrong.
Well, congrats.
Thunderbolt and Lively very, very frightened me.
She got it. Vanessa knows. Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
The Thunders from OKC. Well, you know who got that right? I'll tell you who got it right. George on the phone got it right. Said the Thunder. Game 7. Very exciting conclusion to the NBA season, and congratulations to the OKC Thunderbolts. We go to question number 2. Allie's down 1 early. This billionaire is about to be married again this week to his second ex-wife.
Jeff Bezos?
That's correct. Jeff Bezos. One of these days this week, we'll have to have Omar share the many times that he used to party with Lauren Sanchez. I mean, she was apparently quite the partier, and the stories
it was
we've heard.
back in the day when she was a newscaster at UPN.
Yeah, so we will get to celebrate her nuptials. We'll talk about all of the partying she used
I
to
don't
do.
think I'm going to get into all the details.
Oh, we will. Oh, we will.
You know, she's the reason it's called the Dirty Sanchez.
No, that's not true.
Because of her.
Omar will share
I
that
can't
story.
confirm.
Omar will
Yeah.
confirm. He got that right as well, by the way. He's up 2-1, and we go to question number 3. A massive data breach leaked 16 billion passwords. Name one of the sites that was breached.
PayPal?
Oh, man. I can't believe this is such a massive story. No one got it right. He guessed a Pornhub. It was the big ones, guys. Google, Apple, and I think Facebook were the 3 massive ones that were breached. 16 billion passwords. Passwords, whatever it was, data that was leaked all over the place. So anyway, we go to question number 4. No one gets the point. He's still up 1. LeBron James was just won favorite male sports star at this slimy award show.
Oh, the Kids' Choice Awards.
All right. Now I got to go to check with the judges. He said Nickelodeon. He got the network right, and then he said kids' music.
No.
But I cannot accept that. Allie gets the point, and now she has tied it up going into this final question on $1 Million Monday. $100 of Allie's money up for grabs. Here we go. This artist has just come out and said she would like cell phones banned at all of her shows.
Billie Eilish?
Oh, Billie Eilish. That is wrong. He suggested or guessed it was Ariana Grande. Also wrong. Sabrina Carpenter would like to do shows, sans cell phones. Well, it ends in a boring tie, and unfortunately, as it goes, ties go to the house here. It's the only advantage Allie has. And what must you shamefully admit,
Klein.
George, over the airwaves of KROQ? Go ahead.
I'm George from Paris, and Allie knows the news.
All right, thanks. Tomorrow morning, another chance around this time for you to become $100 richer. Okay? Lots to get into this morning on the show. Lots to give you as well.
Lots to review for me, I guess.
Lots to review for you. And we'll talk about all things that happened at Pickleball next on KROQ. KROQ. We're Klein Alley Show. It's Monday morning, and we are together again. If you were able to make it out to join us Santa Monica on Friday after the show, you got to witness not necessarily as dramatic as the NBA Finals, but you did get to witness something in the world of athletics. It was Allie battling two children in a game of pickleball. Congratulations. The kids spanked out. As I expected, the kids beat her badly. I won all of my bets, although a lot of the people that bet me, especially through Instagram, have since disappeared and blocked me.
Oh.
So I don't know if I'm going to get any of that money. But more importantly, it was an exciting, I think, a reality check for someone that claimed exactly 1 week ago today on these airwaves that she was a, quote, pickleball prodigy.
Well, let's be clear. I never really played pickleball before that moment. I only really played on like a refurbished bocce ball court.
Who cares? You still made the claim.
Yeah, well, once you claim I'm a pickleball prodigy.
But I said from the beginning I didn't have any training. I have I think I have what it takes to eventually be very good.
Right, but then as we learned from that professional celebrity pickleball coach on Friday, he said that everybody plays one time and thinks that because it's not that difficult. Like there's not a real. There's not a level of difficulty where like you basically go from sucking to being okay pretty quickly.
And I'm good at ping pong, but I'm not good at tennis. And I think pickleball should be a little more like ping pong. I think the court needs to be even smaller, and I think the ball needs to be smaller.
You think they need to change everything, including the dimensions of the playing field or whatever they call it,
to meet
your?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it needs to be half the size, and I want just a bigger. Like
you should be
ping pong.
I'm already thinking of what would be the next event because obviously you lost to the children and then you.
I lost 11-3. It was like a bad loss.
Whoa!
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. To be honest,
but they were all like talking to each other, like, "Hey, she's hitting him this way, so start serving that way." And I'm like, "What do you?"
Strategy? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Allie,
Dare they?
Allie had no strategy at all. In fact, the only points I think she won were when the kids got they had a bad communication with each other. We show up to this event, and thank you once again, Pickle Pop, for having us out. We put this together real last minute. Surprised anyone showed up. But there were quite a few listeners there. We had to bring in an extra set of bleachers to accommodate. And we'll get a video up on our Instagram if you want to see some of the action, especially the end when Allie does battle Blind Charlie in a consolation point and loses that point as well.
Yeah, but after the fact, I also played doubles with some listeners, and my partner was Blind Charlie's dad.
Right.
And he actually really injured himself.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He was diving for a ball, and then he fell and did like a somersault, and then he was like, and I was like, and he was like, I'm good.
Yeah, this is why this company hates when we do anything, because if we ask for permission, they say no. So we just do it ourselves, and then a guy like that injures himself, and then the lawsuits start pending, and they yell at us, and we say, you guys didn't have permission, which is why we called it from the very beginning an unsanctioned event. We got there, met the kid right away. I see these kids, and I could just see, because 11's a weird age with kids, because you can either look at an 11-year-old and they could be sitting there trying to lick gum off their shoe, or they could look like these kids who are exactly what I would imagine when you see like kids that have a room full of trophies.
They had muscle tone.
Yeah.
I was like, what is these kids are not 11.
I was jealous of the 11-year-old boy's body, which is a weird thing to say, but I was like, man, I wish I...
He is very toned.
Yeah, he had like real definition. Now, met the father, the mother, they were out there. They said,
nice.
They couldn't have been nicer. I think the dad listens to the show, but now he forced his kids to listen, so they're all fans of the show. We found out that they had sadly lost their house after the fires, and so as a result, things, I mean, that sucks. Kids lose their room and everything. And then this was a nice distraction. But pickleball has been a fun activity, I guess, that who knew were so good at, because they really downplayed it. And they said, they only played 7 times this year. And then we find out that apparently their aunt is like ranked or something in pickleball.
Yeah, she's like a nationally ranked pickleball champion or some crap.
So Allie tells me right before the match, because I talked to her quietly, I said, are you concerned at all? Do you think this is going to go well? Because I do believe when you showed up, especially you had a lot of listeners there that were really giving you like positivity. They were saying, Allie, you got them. Like, you got this. There was people that had signs they were holding up.
There was you at 10 signs.
You at 10. There was all sorts of, I think that you actually still thought before the game started that you had a chance to win.
I don't know. When I saw them both go on the court and like one stayed in the front and the other went in the back, I was like, oh man, they have like a system.
Yeah.
And this is probably going to be a little more difficult than I thought. And I didn't really have any time to warm up or practice because Pickle Pop is very busy.
Right.
I mean, every court was taken, and some of the people there are incredible. Like, you can tell they're nationally ranked. So I thought I was going to have at least 15
I don't think they're
to
nationally ranked. I think that's just what an average pickleball player
No,
looks
dude.
like.
There was a girl who
that's
had
just a lady in her 70s
No,
who's moderately good at pickleball.
It's not nationally ranked.
There were a group of moms that were really good, and then there was also this couple, and this girl had like sweatbands all over. Like that.
Right.
You're serious.
That's what
when you
these people do.
sweatbands.
They buy all the gear because they think they're great, but they're
Yes.
just average.
No, they were good. And then I thought to myself, well, I'm not really going to have much time to warm up. I was trying to warm up, but I didn't even have any time to. And then before we knew it, we were playing.
Here's my general consensus about pickleball at this point. A lot of people go through life wondering, when am I going to find my thing? What's going to be my thing? Why don't I have a thing? Everyone's got the thing that they're good at. And
You're
pickleball,
still finding yours.
I've accepted the fact I don't have a thing. But pickleball, I believe, is the thing that everyone who didn't have a thing goes, I finally found my thing. Because it's easy. There's a lot of idiots doing it. You can be very average and feel good about yourself. People claim it's a good workout. It
is a good workout. I was sweating my ass off.
You were so splotchy. The splotchiest I've ever seen you, and by far the wettest. And this was just during the warm-up. And then she got to the game, and this is how it began. So here's some audio. We'll put a video up soon.
Greetings and welcome to the first and last ever one bike
high quality stuff, dude.
This is as good as we could have gotten, guys. This is as good as it gets.
Greetings and welcome to the first and last ever one bike versus two tights pickleball battle.
I should point
They
out.
were cheering, by the way. It sounds like booing.
No, I think they were booing. And the people that were there playing that were not a part of our thing on the other courts definitely seemed like they were not thrilled we were there.
Yeah,
They did not
we
know
kind of
that-
took over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but everyone was really hyped, and I understand why people like playing pickleball and like watching it.
Yeah.
And we have the first serve coming over. It has to bounce 2 times.
Now, this was a
rule guy.
explaining the rules
I
because
got a problem with him too.
Well, he was explaining the rules
Because he knows the rules?
Yes.
No, and he forgot to give me a rule, and
Well,
then I made him
oh.
start the game over.
Yeah, that was the best. So we start the match. Allie loses 1 point. Then she thinks she wins a point. She gets, and the guy goes, you didn't win. You were in the kitchen or something
Yeah,
like
and then
that.
he's like, but only on the first serve or
So
some crap. I
Allie
was like,
got all
whatever,
mad.
dude. Then let's start over because you didn't tell me that.
And Allie made a whole. She was already down technically 2, and she's like, "Start over the game." So we had to start over the whole game.
And we have the first serve coming over. It has to bounce 2 times before they can start spiking the ball. But they can never spike the ball inside the kitchen.
So they had to basically start over, and they had to re-explain the rules to Allie because she was, this pickleball prodigy over here didn't know the rules of the game.
Yes, I literally watched a YouTube video of how to play on the way there.
Right.
And that's how that was my training.
Yeah, and then the game started, and I think it was pretty clear pretty quickly that it was not going to go well for you. I mean, there was a few.
Well, because one of the YouTube videos I watched said that after you serve, you're supposed to move up close. And they, I think, knew that I was making that mistake, so they kept hitting it way behind me.
Oh, so great.
And then I couldn't pivot and get back there in
Allie
time.
kept tripping over her own cankles, trying to make her way to the back of the court. And it was like anytime she was in a position, you could see, it was so clear to watch as a spectator. It was so easy to see what they were doing, which is like, let's go ahead and hit it. They make you run up to the net, and then they would immediately
Hit it anywhere she's not, so that she has to run.
And every time they do it, Allie would be like, oh, God, she's chasing it like a labradoodle looking for a tennis
One
ball.
of the things you pointed out initially was that you liked pickleball because there wasn't a lot of running involved. I saw a lot of running.
This was a lot of running because there are 2 people and I'm one person. There's less running if you're two people. If I had
Okay.
had a partner, I think this would have been different.
So it got very exciting.
Can you admit that I looked good at some points?
There was a few points, very few, of the 11 you played. But of the 11 points that were played, or maybe the 15 total, because
For
you
someone
lost.
who's never played before, I did pretty good.
There were some points where it got I found myself getting shockingly engrossed in what was happening. Like I was like, oh my God.
We had some good volleys
Some
or
good
whatever.
volleys. Most of those points you ended up losing. Eventually you kind of tired out, and then you kind of like did some weird gay flail
That was definitely
with the
the
ball.
Tyson of the...
But then we wanted to build Allie's self-confidence back after she got smoked by the kids. So we decided, let's bring Blind Charlie onto the court, who was there, and let's let him play 1 point against Allie. We thought it would help your confidence to beat a blind guy.
And they just happened to have at pickleball one giant oversized paddle.
It was a novelty
It's like comically
paddle.
like
Right.
whose line is it anyway size.
And so here's the point between Allie and Blind Charlie.
Sun's out, dumbs out.
Hold on.
Klein,
That's not the
Alley
point.
Show. Now live to 11.
What an appropriate jingle there.
I literally just saw you push the wrong button. I was like, what are you doing?
Sun's out, dumbs out. Here's Blind Charlie versus Allie.
That's Klein being so happy that Charlie beat.
Now, what's happening here is Blind Charlie is just deciding, just even trying to get in the right position so
He
he can
wasn't
hit
even
the ball.
facing the right
He
way.
was facing the wrong way.
Good up for Charlie, huh? All right, yeah. Charlie fucked it.
Now, Charlie ends up, we face him towards the net. We drop the ball. He swings. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hits
He
it over the
dinked
net.
it in the kitchen, and I was way in the back of the court, so I couldn't run to get it in time.
Yeah, so
and
Allie-
then later that day, as soon as I got home, I was like, Katie, we are going and playing pickleball right now. And we went to not a pickleball court, a tennis court. And she
Sure
has
they
never
hated
picked.
you.
She never picked up a pickleball paddle in her life, and she beat me 4 games in a row.
Oh, my God. So your day.
And I was like, actually, I think I am just bad at this.
So your day went losing to children, followed by losing to a blind man, followed by losing to your wife who's never played before.
Correct.
No wonder you have a drinking problem now.
Yeah, I do.
And then
Well, there are a lot of reasons for me to be drunk.
and then you turn to the booze. And then, of course, the saddest part of the entire day was not Allie. It was our very own Pantyhose Greg that showed up after the entire event had ended.
Hi, Klein and Alley, Pantyhose Greg. I came here. I took the bus, and no one's here now, so I got to go home. All right, see you later. So,
How long did it take you, though?
took me so long. There's like so many stops.
And then Vanessa laughs at him, and that becomes the day. So there you have
Man,
it.
Vanessa's so mean.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Let me film you, you
All right.
loser.
Well, there you have it. What a day, Vanessa. You were there to witness it. Anything else that I missed out on? Do you think Allie played good or?
Honestly, that whole sport looked really hard to me.
Yes.
And Ali was all over the place. Those kids did look intimidating.
Right.
So it makes sense.
But I
how
did it. I played pretty well, Vanessa, right?
Yeah, I mean, you looked professional to me.
Thank you.
Well, that's another child there. Of course, she was team child. You know, 3 of them split a cheese pack after it. Well, anyway, what an event, and thank you once again for having us out. Anyone who showed up, hopefully you had a good time. It was always good to see listeners. Apparently, a bunch of people brought weed to give to Pantyhose Greg, and they never saw him. So it's the worst part about it.
Poor
Got
Pantyhose
to
Greg,
take a
said no
break.
one.
When we get back, the show continues. We get you to Universal and much more after this.
Klein Alley Show.
Shop sweet.
KROQ, what are you and Omar cackling about in here? I leave the room for 15 seconds to
Oh,
come
my
back.
God.
You guys are having a good old time.
Well, this has actually been something that's been in the works for, I think, a week or two now, and it
great.
was
Yeah.
worth the wait. Omar, do you want to do the honors? Because I heard this on an episode of a true crime show that I was watching, and I thought, well, this has some sound bites in it that I know Omar, the audio sniper, could do a lot with. And, man, you delivered.
Thank you. So Klein, Allie sent me a clip of is it a podcast or is it a TV show?
It's Dateline.
Oh, it's a Dateline.
Dateline
Okay,
NBC.
So there's this audio, and Klein is the guy who, in the show, is
He's a person
suspected
of interest at first, yes.
at a murder, right, in a murder case. And the audio, I felt like I could insert our own Klein into it and create a scene.
No, great.
And,
Just play it. All right, blah,
I think
blah.
it came out pretty
That's
good.
fine. Just play
Klein,
it.
before you
That's
get
fine.
upset, he didn't end up being the killer. He just ended up being a pervert.
That's right.
Great.
That's true.
But he had almost exactly your name.
Win for me. I feel great. Thank you. I remember when you played the clip of this at the beginning. His name was, what was it, Calvin
His
Klein?
name was Kegan.
Kegan
Yeah,
Klein.
Kegan
Kegan
Klein.
Klein.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
All right, great. Get ready for world premiere now. This is just some of Omar and his audio sniping at its finest. And
Yeah.
apparently, according to Allie's reaction, I saw, boy, it's good.
Who is Klein?
Klein is the person that will solicit girls to send them pornographic photos.
Oh, that is dirty.
Klein was a big, overweight,
I'ma eat it all. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
not somebody that these girls would talk to kind of person, so he changed who he was.
I'm a handicap.
Not long after that Peeping Tom incident, law enforcement raided Klein's home.
Well, I don't know.
He's a bad guy. He's a pathological liar. He would tell us something we'd look into and it'd be a lie. He lied a lot.
Hey, don't mind me. I'm just a young boy.
Klein seemed to have a strong alibi that he was in Vegas at the time of the murders.
Yeah.
When Court TV's Barbara McDonald learned Klein was in jail, she contacted him.
Man, I am horny now.
What happened?
He talked to me. He gave me an interview from jail.
So, are you aware that there's a bunch of news stories out there linking you to the Delphi murders?
I don't have no
Okay.
thought.
You have admitted that you created this fake profile, Anthony Schatz. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Why did you create that profile?
I groomed a young boy.
But when it came to contact with Libby, Klein seemed evasive.
Are you aware whether you may have talked to Libby? Where were you on February 13th, 2017?
I like to smell parts of my girlfriend.
Did you have anything to do with the murders of Abby or Libby?
Me, such a bad boy.
And in the end, investigators couldn't prove he killed Abby and Libby.
We conducted a thorough investigation and ruled him out.
Another dead end.
Another dead end.
I'm boned up. I am boned up.
Klein would eventually plead guilty to 25 charges. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Are you ready for the rear end? Okay, thank you. Great. What a wonderful tribute. Thank you, Omar.
You're welcome. That was everything I could have imagined and more.
Star of Dateline.
I
That's
love
great.
the question answer section.
Can people with my name stop committing terrible crimes and giving
25 crimes.
25 crimes?
40 years in prison.
It's good to know that if I ever do get accused of doing any crimes, I'm just going to mumble instead of answer. All right, well played. That'll be
I'm a young boy.
instant hit. Shout out Omar, the audio sniper. OMG, this is everything. Wow.
Hashtag Dateline NBC.
Praise pouring through all over the text line for the great Omar Khan. I'm going to go rethink my alibi. And also, Vegas does sound fun right about now.
Yeah.
KROQ.
Klein Alley. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
Get your flowers pouring through on the text line. People saying, well done, audio sniper. That's why he's the
Appreciate it.
best. That's just a... that's
So
not
many people
me.
with suggestions of other sound clips to use,
really?
too, which is great. 831 Omar, at the end of the clip where he gets sentenced, you also should add his puppy noises.
We don't need any more. It's fine as it is.
He was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Are you ready for the rear end? We don't need to add more sounds to it. It's fine.
714, oh my God, I fell off my chair. 949, I can't
Thank
stop
you.
laughing. Kudos to Omar. Take notes, Jake.
Let's not forget about
early
the-
nomination for Song of the Year.
Not a song. And let's not forget for a moment, before we give all this glory to Omar, who's the guy that said all the dumb things during the story over the many years. Me.
Yeah,
You're trying to now take credit for this?
That's right. I didn't realize the audience would like it so much.
But who is an idiot
Right.
first? Me. That's who. And who is a pervert? The other Klein.
Yeah, let's not get confused here. I know there's new listeners don't understand that was a lot of clever editing, and they think that that's a real story. Oh, Klein was on Shark Tank and on Dateline? Wow. I was not on Dateline. That was a different guy with a different name and a different spelling, I believe. And Omar just got real clever with his
No, it wasn't different
witchcraft.
spelling.
Well, whatever. He did some sort of weird audio witchcraft and made me look like a real deviant.
Oh, well,
And I am a
Kegan
deviant.
Klein was the focus, but you're the star.
No, we're not playing it again. People demanding
We are
an encore.
absolutely playing that
I
again.
think it's been deleted, the file.
310, I'm at my desk stealthily watching the live stream.
All
I'm
right.
so glad I got to hear that at work. 310 OMFG, I'm crying. Stop, guys. I got to drive straight. This isn't safe.
Well, it's not real, so just understand that I did very few of those things. I mean, that guy sounds like he was living a fun life. I'll be honest, a little jealous. Went to Vegas and whatever, but...
Well, having watched the actual episode, I can say that you are much more attractive than Kegan Klein.
thank you. I'll take that as a win. from Weezer. We are Klein Alley Show KROQ on a Monday morning. Get a check at what's going on in the world with your ADD news. Then a brand new hour of the show can begin. Want to hear about your shark encounter / shark survival stories? Jaws celebrating 50 years. Crazy. The movie that freaked us all out about sharks is 50. And we will send you to Universal Studios to see Jaws up close and in person. All you got to do is let us know when you survived or encountered sharks and what you did about it. That'll be coming up next hour. But first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, well, I guess we'll start with the fact that we went to war over the weekend. There truly is never a dull moment. Going into the weekend, Trump was asked if he was going to get involved in this Iran-Israel war, and he said he would be deciding in the next couple of weeks. He also technically needs approval from Congress to launch an attack like this, but then over the weekend, it just happened. Operation Midnight Hammer, where they sent B-2s in to obliterate 3 different nuclear facilities in Iran. They said it was very successful. And I guess the question is, how does this affect you? And we don't really know yet. Of course, there's fear that we will be attacked here in America. Some would say that's not likely because the facilities were destroyed, so they wouldn't be able to launch a proper attack. But LA and New York say that they are ramping up security just in case, which is a scary sentence. And at the very, very least, it will probably make our gas more expensive. And, of course, with anything going on in the world, eventually it just trickles down to your wallet.
The scariest sentence, I believe, in all of this was when Postmaster Johnny wrote in his email yesterday, "I'm psyched for World War III."
Yeah, Johnny, do you want to comment on that? Because Johnny was so excited by this that he made a World War III playlist.
No, you've seen it all wrong. So on social media, the way I found out was all the memes started circulating and coming up about World War III, the boys getting deployed, you know, all the playlists, like all the songs that were like inspirational, and it just like was so like insane. So that's why I knew World War III was coming.
I understand less.
Yeah,
now
I'm more
after what you
confused.
said.
I don't know what he said.
No, you're reading it all wrong. It's exactly what you said.
I'm going to send Iran Johnny's address. You can go and drop something there.
Here's what Johnny said. World War III memes are all the rage. Apparently, I'm above the draft age, and I feel so patriotic and hyped seeing all these badass USA memes.
Oh, yeah, my email. Oh, yes.
Holy
Yes,
crap.
the email, yes. Like, literally saw all those videos, and, like, everybody was just like, oh, yeah, Iran, bring it. And they were showing, like, the tweet that Iran sent out saying, like, everyone will feel it. And everybody's like, the hell will feel it? And everybody just got hella patriotic, and all the memes were, like, so insanely good. Yeah, I was hyped, man. I do feel like I might be on the tism.
Deploy him. Deploy him.
That's right.
So you're hyped on this war, Johnny?
I'm hyped for the patriotism, and I like how like everybody kind of
I
put
don't
away all
think
their
there's a whole
problems.
lot of patriotism right now. I'm not sure where you're seeing patriotism.
You're on the wrong side of the talk.
There used to be, the idea used to be in America, if America went to war against any other country, or the threat of war against any other country, America would always band together, be like, it's America against. And now, more than ever, I feel like America's like, I don't know what side I'm on. And you're like, well, you live in America, so you should know what side you're on.
Well, and
But
it also depends on what, like in World War II, that was a big situation, right, where there was literally a world war between a bunch of different countries, and we had to get involved, and we had to choose a side. And then with, like, the Vietnam War, a lot of people didn't think that we should have been involved in that in the first place. So it was hard for people to be patriotic, because where, yeah, you want to defend your country, you're also, like, you're getting involved in something that you shouldn't get involved with. So this is a lot more complicated. It's not just black and white, like, hey, defend America, go USA. A lot of people were against this from the beginning. But I guess if the memes are good, then it's fine.
According to the text line, Johnny is not above draft age, and we do need the human shields in the first line. So there we go.
I'm on my way, baby.
All right,
that TISM shield.
Yeah, get that TISM shield going. That'll do it.
All right, we finally have an NBA champion. The OKC Thunder won last night, 103-91. It was the first Game 7 of an NBA championship since 2016, which I didn't realize it had been so long since you had 7 games in the championship. It did feel like a very long series. The MVP is...
Go ahead. Get it out. You can do it.
SGA.
Come on. Sound it out.
Shai Gilgeous
Nailed it.
Alexander.
You nailed it.
Shai Gilgeous Alexander. Very fancy name. I don't know anything about this man or any of the teams, so I can't really comment much further, but it's a big story,
Surprised
obviously.
you didn't watch any of it at all.
I saw, and it's crazy because I asked Siri yesterday. I was like, where is that at? Is it over yet? And there was like, the Game 7's tonight. And I was like, oh, cool, I should check that out. And then I was horribly hungover. I couldn't really be responsible for anything.
It was a fascinating series if you were into it at all, just because of how lopsided the wins were. And every time you're like, well, OKC, who was supposed to win? I mean, they were favorites last night, but they were favorites pretty much all season to win. But the Pacers really gave them a run, and even yesterday, up until pretty much the third quarter, it seemed like it was
the Pacers.
Yeah, well, I mean, their best player went down right early in the game, busted, so torn ACL, whatever. So it had all the drama you could hope for. But if you didn't care about it, I guess you didn't care about it.
Well, I think for a lot of people, once your team is out of it, then you kind of tap out, unless you're a real basketball fan.
Right. And who's a real basketball fan anymore?
Nobody.
That's right.
All right. Anybody who loves a cold shower in the summertime, I kind of have bad news for you. There's science that suggests that is bad for you. If you are warm, a hot day, you want to get into a cold shower to cool yourself down, apparently that screws with the natural function that's taking place to cool your body down. When your body gets too hot, it starts sending cues to different parts of your body that activate the cool down mechanism and cools yourself down. And when you just jump into a cold shower or you do a cold plunge, it shocks the system and it isn't letting your body do what it needs to do to reduce its core temperature. So when you're hot, you got to just let yourself cool down naturally and slowly rather than just jumping in a freezing cold bath or a cold shower.
I know they say that with like a baby. If you have a kid, they got a big fever. You think, oh, let's put them in an ice bath. But that is the wrong thing to do.
Exactly. So it seems like ice still sucks.
Ice sucks no matter how you look at it, I guess, right? We get into a brand new hour of the show. We do it right now.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
I'm excited because in a moment we're going to unveil the final tally. At least I hope we have a final tally in our 10K tacos for LA, something we kicked off middle of last week, an opportunity as we were hoping to help some of the many communities and also just people that have been very hold on, I got a peanut stuck in my tooth. Hold on. I was trying to I think that's a peanut. I don't know what that is.
What?
That was something from the weekend. Just came out. Could have been my tooth. Remember
Why am I the gross one on the show? This is my question. We learned last week that you don't wash your privates at all.
Gravity wash. Soap and gravity wash my privates. No, you need
to wash your junk. And now you have things in your teeth from days ago that you're discovering live on the air.
I just ate it now. I didn't want to fill up because we just got brought into the studio. I can't believe it, guys. But, Jake, have you seen what we have here?
I see it, yeah.
We have the first ever official cans of Shake Shack beans. We're going to be giving away a can a day to get you ready for your 4th of July barbecues and festivities. And these are legitimate now. They've been made. They are real deal and limited edition because we only made, I think, one to give away each day this week. If they go well, we'll start selling them to stores.
Come down, Jackson!
Pay no attention to the Scotch tape on the back of this.
That's fine, Allie. They're professional.
Do you want to hear the story on the back of the can?
Sure.
Because every good brand has a story.
Sure. Look at the Instagram. Look at the YouTube live right now if you want to see what these look like in real life. I mean, these are the real deal Shake Shack beans. There's nothing better, and people are asking about them, especially Omar. I know you were not with us on Friday, but you haven't heard this great advertising campaign that goes with the Shake Shack beans, which I'll play for you in a moment. But Allie, why don't you go ahead and quickly read the story on the can?
A man, a dog, and his beans. Since 2023, each batch is handcrafted in this weird shack. Shake Shack beans are pet-friendly, ulcerative colitis-friendly, budget-friendly, and Shake Shack beans pair well with spinach, water, and random leftovers. A Klein Alley Show company.
So we were hoping our names would not be on these cans, but
Shake Shack beans.
Very catchy and.
Hey, buddy, where you buy your beans? If you don't buy your beans at Shake Shack, you gotta buy better beans, buddy. Because Shake Shack beans the best beans you can buy. Shake Shack beans. Down here at Shake Shack, we make beans where they're supposed to be made. In a shack. Shake Shack beans. Shake Shack. Bend up here to walk in the all black. Get your beans at the Shake Shack. Shake Shack beans. Woo-hoo! Get one more time. Bend up here to walk in the all black. Get your beans at the Shake Shack.
So the reason
How'd you guys get Eric Cartman to make that commercial?
I don't know.
It's his best impression of
Wow.
himself.
People,
I love
listen.
that it was going to end and then it kept going.
Kept going, never stopped.
We can do one more verse.
Also, Jake, it's funny in the little song you do. You say pinto. What do you say?
You say something.
Baked pinto kidney or black.
The reason he says that is because you don't actually know when you get these cans what beans are inside. It's always a mystery.
Mystery beans.
Mystery
it
beans.
It just says I eats it.
So we
Are
don't.
these cans you just like pick off of people's like garbage or something?
No, these are Jake Shack beans, but inside of each can of beans, you will not know until you open the can what type of beans you
Sounds
get.
like they're trash beans, man.
They are not.
Man, good beans.
Hey, if they were if they were trash beans.
All right, you convinced me.
Omar, if they were trash beans, as you've accused him of trying to endorse, do you think he would have celebrities actually endorsing his
What?
Oh, yes.
Already?
I'm surprised by this, as surprised as anyone. I think Jake may be even the most surprised about
Wow.
this. But Jake has already a celebrity endorser of his beans.
Is
And
that
I think-
Joshua Jackson?
No, it's a real celebrity. It's not one of your fake celebrities, Ali. This is a real celebrity endorsing Jake's beans, and then we'll give away the first can. I can't believe this hour.
But
I thought all we had was Universal tickets.
I'm
but
shocked that I'm just looking at the nutrition facts on the
Don't
back
read
of
those.
this can of beans, and there's 107 grams of fat in one can.
That's good for you.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, as you know, when Jake goes to the store, he only buys beans and water, so he has the authority on all things beans.
Apparently, it is 382% of your daily vitamin fiber fiber that you need.
That's good stuff.
That's so much fiber.
How much sodium is in that?
Let's see. Just 105 milligrams, actually.
Oh,
Not
okay.
bad.
Wow,
yeah,
all
but there's 107 grams of added sugar. I don't know why we need that much added sugar in beans.
That's a lot of beans. When we get back, I got to play the song now because we're running behind, but I will play you the first celebrity to endorse Jake Shack beans, and it's pretty incredible if you think about it. If you want to win these beans, you'll have an opportunity coming up. In fact, what are we doing now? Let's just give away a can right now.
I don't think we need to wait.
Caller 20, you get your first ever can of Jake Shack beans next on KROQ. released his own line. We've got the actual product in hand here. This is exciting how many people really want to get it. And now, Allie, once celebrities get involved, you know it's going to get even more popular.
Hi, I'm Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, my
I don't always eat beans, but when I do, I prefer Shake Shack beans.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. I sure do love me some Shake Shack beans. Mm-hmm.
Well said. Thank you. That's Jake's first celebrity endorser, Billy
Is that
Bob
supposed
Thornton.
to be Billy Bob from Sling Blade?
I think so. I believe that. And
Wow, what a
terrible.
reference. It was terrible, and that movie was so long ago.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Alejandro, good morning and welcome to KROQ. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, why are you calling?
To get a can of Shake Shack beans.
Mm-hmm. All right,
You sound excited
Why
about
don't you
it.
think about that?
I'm
Sure.
really excited.
Yeah. Is this the way you thought your day was going to go?
No, but I'm happy it's going that way.
All right, great. Well, just in time for your 4th of July festivities, this is officially Jake Shack beans. So you
Mystery
got
beans.
Mystery beans. You don't know what you're getting until you open the can. But
Maybe it's a medley.
They are not expired yet, but I would eat them quickly. I'll put it that way. All right, there you have it. Some Jake Shack beans. I can't believe we wasted any time on this.
Only a few cans left.
We have to take a quick break. When we get back, though, we have a lot of people that have shark encounter stories. They would like to join us on the airwaves to win themselves access to Universal Studios. Of course, you know, Jaws celebrating its 50th birthday. We're in summer. It's the scariest time of the year if you're afraid of sharks. We'll get to all your stories next at 800-520-1067.
KROQ has your chance to get ready for a summer to remember at the all-new Universal Mega Movie Summer, happening June 13th to August 10th at Universal Studios Hollywood. Meet your favorite characters, experience soak-worthy thrills, purchase movie-themed foods, and join the ultimate party in the park for the best summer day in LA. Listen for your chance to get cast in the role of a winner of a 4-pack of tickets at 9, noon, 3, and 6. Lights, KROQ, action! More info at KROQ.com. Rated KROQ.
Need it.
In the studio right now, you got Allie, as always. You got me, and then you got the couple of children that are here. I thought that was Vanessa for a second, but that's my own daughter. These are my two girls. They're in the studio now on the live stream as well. Hi, good morning, girls.
Hi.
You were
Back by popular demand.
Yeah, you were such a big hit the last time you were here during spring break that we decided your first day of summer vacation should be spent right back here at KROQ to make me look like a fool for Father's Day. Are you
Tell
excited?
that one kid to sit up.
Sit up, one kid.
Who is that guy?
That's Omar.
That's the one you hate because he has the
song.
Klein's Kids Hate Him.
And that makes her cry.
That's a stupid guy.
Yeah.
No,
right,
the
relax.
song's good. I'm
sorry, I didn't mean anything by it.
Because my dad's sometimes annoying.
Thank you. All right, great. Wonderful.
Make a new intro, Omar.
This is a great,
Sometimes annoying.
this is a great start to the game. Now, Allie has cooked up a game, girls, and if we work together and we prove to everyone listening that I actually know my children, we could win something amazing, something Dad really wants, okay? Do you see that giant TV over there?
Yeah, it's too big. I don't like TVs. I want other stuff.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Wonderful.
See, that's why it works.
So you don't get it.
All right.
And a boo-boo.
All right.
All right.
So does it help, girls, that this is a 98-inch
Shut up,
QE
Omar.
mini LED TV,
Omar.
a QM60?
You're still not going to get this TV.
Listen to me, girls. Do not sabotage this
They're
chance for
gonna throw the
Daddy.
game.
Do not
The thing
throw
is,
the game.
guys-
Do not throw the game.
Klein.
No, it's not funny.
You all, Klein family, you all have to work together as a family to earn this TV.
Come on,
In
please.
round one, I am going to ask Klein questions about his daughters to see how well he knows them. In round two, I will ask you girls questions about your dad to see how many you guys can get right about each other. If you win the game, you win the TV or any other potential prize that we may
No,
agree
we don't
on.
want any other prize.
But you have
Don't
to
let-
agree.
Girls.
I want another prize.
Stop it.
You don't even know what it is.
Just take the giant TV.
Okay, all right.
Santa, do you want a giant TV with Daddy?
Only if,
Come on,
Only
yes.
if-
Just yes. Just say yes. Okay, here we go. Allie.
no.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question, Klein.
I want to point out my kids are. Oh, thank you. My kids are all jacked up with sugar right now. Apparently, Postmaster Johnny has been giving them. They've been giving him bowls full of hot chocolate back there all morning. So
yikes.
she spilled all over her Laker jersey. It's a giant mess.
Well, between Johnny and Vanessa back there, I think it's just that everyone's on the same diet.
They're all
It's like-
eating it's just sugar and hot chocolate in there.
and chicken fingers
It's like
and
the
donuts.
movie Elf in the back room. All right, whatever you're ready. All right,
You're an elf. You're a puzzle.
all right. Calm down.
Hilarious.
Wait.
You're a fuzzle.
All right. I don't think we can say that on
You're
the
a
radio.
fuzzle? What's that?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. Guys,
All right, that's your first question. What is a fuzzle? Write down your answer.
Listen
Klein.
to Allie. My kid's in the studio now. Father's Day's on Sunday. I'm going to prove I know my kids. Girls, here we go. It's time for us to win.
All right. Your first question, Klein, for your kids, what is their favorite food? Now, girls, don't say anything yet.
Hold on.
Klein, write down your answer.
Hold on. Wait, they have separate favorite.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Say it again. Don't answer yet.
What is their favorite food? This should be pretty simple because you're the one mainly feeding them every single day, and I'm sure if they have a favorite food, they've made it very well known.
Okay.
And so... Are you writing it down?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. But listen, girls, don't try to be funny here. I need a real answer.
Okay, I'll be peanut.
Stop. Last warning.
That's a highly problematic favorite food.
If you say it again, Sienna, you're also not on your microphone like we told you. If you say it again, you're gonna have to leave the studio. I'm not playing games anymore.
Wow, what a punishment! All right, girls. We'll start with you, Olivia. What is your favorite food?
Answer it honestly. Or else you can't win a prize either.
I know you're thinking about throwing the whole thing out the window.
Do not throw the game. What is your favorite food?
Cucumber rolls.
That's not.
All right, Sienna, what's your favorite food?
Never had that. She's never had that. Sienna, what is your real favorite food?
Mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pasta.
Okay. All right, turn your answer over, Klein.
I wrote mac and cheese and chicken.
Chicken?
Well, chicken.
What kind of a favorite food is chicken?
I don't like that. I like cucumber rolls.
Now they're crying.
All right, fine.
Okay.
So that one was
question number 2. I thought that was an easy one.
That was a practice question, I thought.
No, there's no practice questions. That would take way too long.
Sienna, don't cry. Sienna, the game just started.
All right.
I was kidding. That was being funny.
Question number 2. What is the name of their best friends?
Their best friends. One each, I'm going to write?
One each. If they have the same best friend, then go ahead and write that down. But, if you're dropping them off at play dates and they have birthday parties and all kinds of things, you should probably know who their friend circle is, especially their best friend.
Who's that one with the snot? Hold on. I know. I'm gonna write. I know.
Are you trying to give him hints, Sienna? That's
hold on,
nice
we gotta
of you.
win this TV. All right, Olivia's gonna say something different to try to throw the game. I can already tell.
So now you're trying to guess what she's going to guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I think she's going to say cucumber roll again.
I think she's going to say Bo Jackson.
I'm gonna write Bo Jackson down. All right, I got to guess now. All right, do I know my kid's best friend? I think I do.
All right, Olivia, who is your best friend? Give me a name.
My best friend is Olivia D.
I didn't write that, but
wait, your best friend is another girl named Olivia?
They're all Olivias. That's the only names they have
all
these
right,
days.
Sienna, who's your best friend?
Luca.
I wrote down that one. I got one right. See, I got Luca right, and I wrote Dylan as your best friend. She's not your best friend, Dylan?
No, she's my friend, but she's not my best friend.
Oh my
damn.
God.
All right, I'll give you a half a point on that.
Jesus.
You did get Luca. And then the final question.
How close are we to getting the TV?
Well, you only have half a point. So.
Oh, man. Girls, we got to work together here. It's Father's Day.
And I wasn't even going to give you the point for mac and cheese because she said pasta as her favorite food. But
it's because of that song. She wanted us to play the penis pasta song that she sang.
Goddamn. That's a good tune.
It's a great song.
No, sing it. Do it.
All right, girls. And then finally,
I don't have it.
What do your girls want to be when they grow up? This was also part of Sienna's graduation from kindergarten. She said what she wanted to be when she grew up. I'm sure that if you talk to your kids on any regular basis, you would know this. And the unfortunate thing is that Klein has to write these down, and I can't read anything that he's writing.
I'm ready. I got them both.
All right, girls. Olivia, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Say it. Say what you want to be, for real. No jokes.
That's you saying that. No jokes.
I know. No jokes.
Can you say
what authoritarian.
What you want to be?
I want to be...
Say into the microphone. If I don't get this TV, girls, it's not going to be a good summer.
Sephora worker.
Oh, that's great. Okay, and then Sienna, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A basketball player.
Aww.
Okay. I wrote down she wants to be a basketball NBA player. She wants to be the NBA, not the WNBA.
I said I want to be
Did you just write Starbucks whore?
I wrote Starbucks worker. I thought you wanted to be a Starbucks worker.
Well, you spelled worker wrong, first of all.
I got yours right, Sienna. Stop. So now she's crying.
She's crying again. All right, that was
Here, this will make her happy.
right. Yeah, that was a total of 1 point out of 3. You're not doing well.
So
let's go to.
Hold on, we got to play a song, and then we'll get to the second round.
She doesn't even like us. You're doing cucumber rolls. She doesn't like that.
Oh, you're literally making her kids cry.
I'm not making them cry.
Daddy and Water, I hate you.
Okay.
Oh,
damn.
I'm going to play that song?
Hold on.
No, I hate you. Play the song.
We're going to play this song. When we come back, round 2, it's going to all turn around, girls. It's going to be a Father's Day miracle next, KROQ.
Klein Alley Show. Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
Hi, Ken, KROQ. We are Klein Alley Show. Summer hours continuing, so we'll be live until 11 and celebrating the 50th birthday of the most famous shark that ever was and ever will be, Jaws. Love to send you to Universal where, you can come up close and personal with Jaws, especially because this summer you can be celebrating your favorite blockbusters at the all-new Universal Mega Movie Summer. Go beyond the screen with special character meet and greets, beat the heat with soak-worthy thrills, and that's where Jaws will splash you. And, of course, party in the park like never before. It is the best summer day in L.A. happening June 13th through August 10th. And we will have tickets for you at 9, noon, 3, and 6. But we have a bonus pair to give you right now. And all we are asking from you is tell us about the time that you encountered and survived a shark in the wild. And potentially, everyone's got their own stories.
Kick out the KROQ feed.
Thank you. That's an important part of it. They're going to eat that child in the ocean there. Be careful. So if you have a story, and perhaps you do, it was a close call, you thought it was a close call, almost a close call. Someone on the text line was saying earlier that they thought they encountered a shark and it was just a dolphin, but not nearly. When you see when you see the fin.
Oh my God, a fin's a fin when you're
Fin's a fin. When you see a fin in the water.
Exactly.
Assume the worst.
Well, that's what's scary about it, I think, because the movie really captured you don't know what lies beneath, like that whole fear of there's just a whole unknown world underneath the surface. And if you think about that when you're swimming in the ocean, like for me, it paralyzes me. I'm like, I need to get out of the water. I don't know what's under there. I can't see. I'm freaked out.
I know my buddy surfs, and apparently one of those good surfing spots around here is also like the #1 birthplace of great whites, I believe.
Oh.
It's like right around here.
Great.
And he's like,
and that's a great surf. Happens to be a great surfing spot.
A great surf place. And they're like, no, it's cool. We coexist together. And that's what people always say. They love the ocean. Oh, sharks are our friends, etc. But we feel like after hearing these stories from our listeners, you will feel quite differently. Go ahead. You're on KROQ. Good morning.
So I was on vacation in Mexico. We were in Ixtapa. And I was swimming. I'm a swimmer, not too far from the shore. And the shark bit my left upper thigh.
Like a big ass? Like what kind of shark, do you know?
Like a big ass. Well, they analyzed my bite afterwards, and they said it was either a bull shark or great white shark. It was 6 to 8 feet long, yeah.
Oh, my God.
They could tell the type of shark based on the teeth marks that it left on your body?
Apparently, yes. There is a gentleman in Florida who studies sharks, and he contacted me, and that's what he told me, yeah.
You didn't see the shark at all? You were just swimming, and all of a sudden you feel chomp chomp?
Correct. So I was swimming, and I felt a bump. You don't feel... I mean, I didn't feel pain or anything. I felt a bump. I turned around. I saw a huge dorsal fin, and I saw some blood in the water, and I figured out that it's a shark, and I had to head to the shore.
Dude, you sound so calm about it. I would be absolutely flipping out.
So, I kind of dissociated. It's like wasn't happening with me.
Whoa.
So, I guess if you start thrashing and, making lots of noise and stuff, it attracts it back. But I didn't think about it at the time, so I just felt that I needed to swim back to the
So
shore.
you didn't punch it in the face or whatever they say, pee on it or something?
No. It was not interested in me, apparently. I think it just bit me, and then it swam away. Like, I didn't have to fight it.
Get back here. Let me pee on you.
Were you offended at all that didn't think you were delicious? Like, was any part of you upset?
I was quite all right with that. I mean,
Yeah.
it was okay. The other gentleman, so there was a fatality that the same day on the beach, like 15 minutes before that. So
Oh, my God. So you're lucky because the
died.
shark was already full.
I don't know, or maybe I didn't taste good. I mean,
Yeah, but what's cool is you get to do that thing where you run up on the shore and go, shark! Shark!
No, actually, I didn't. So it was, I didn't. I really had to come out. I put a tourniquet on my leg, and I had to go look for my husband who was having breakfast in the hotel. So,
Oh, my God. Such drama. Poor guy just trying to eat an Eggs Benedict in peace.
Yeah, and it was
He's
his
like,
birthday the
what?
next day, so I was his birthday present. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you need stitches or anything?
Well, I had a surgery in Mexico, yeah. So
Wow.
they transported me to Zihuatanejo, and I had a surgery. It looked like somebody's garage, actually, the clinic. But he did a great job. I insisted on spinal anesthesia instead of general anesthesia. I think I was more worried about not waking up from anesthesia rather than, having pain. But, yeah, they did a good job. So I have a very gnarly scar on my leg. Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, shark bite scar? That's
Cool,
such a
so cool.
cool.
I mean-
That's the best
I'm
scar,
gonna have
right?
revision.
Even if you have a regular scar from just dropping a brick on your foot, just tell people shark bite scar. That's so cool.
No, I
You
don't
tell
have-
people that about your
But see, I don't
finger?
have to lie.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool, yeah.
All right, wow. Well, that's going to be tough to top. All right, shark survival, shark encounter stories. First one out of the gate is someone who got a real deal bite. That's incredible. Well, I'm glad you lived to tell the tale, and it probably you'll end up going to Universal. Will you be scared when you see the Jaws at Universal or no?
I won't. I've been swimming since, so it's okay. Yeah.
Jeez.
No, I
Oh
would
my
like
God,
to
I
go
would
to
never get in
Universal.
the water
Thank you.
again.
Well, thanks for calling. Appreciate you.
All right, I love your show, guys.
Well, thank you. No better than a shark attack. Hey, Scott, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What happened
Our
to you?
story goes, we went to Australia as well on a vacation with my two kids, my 5 and an 8-year-old at that time. And we're, swimming in the water, we're observing all the fish. Everyone's like with their floaties and their life vests. Next thing you know, my wife and myself, we spotted a couple of the little baby sharks. These things are probably no more than, I say, 2.5 feet long at the most. And we start panicking like, chickens in the water. So we're like, get in the boat, everybody rush in. And everyone's like calm. There's probably like 15 people swimming in the middle of the ocean like nothing. And we bring our kids in onto the top of the boat. Next thing you know, they start singing, baby shark, da, 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 baby shark. We're like, oh my God, we were just the biggest weenies, I guess.
Yeah, but like that, I think that's the least threatening thing in the ocean in Australia.
Oh,
They have
everything's going to kill you there.
They have a tiny jellyfish there that's only as big as your pinky thumbnail or your pinky nail, and it can kill you and paralyze you in like within a minute.
Right.
So I'm sure a baby shark there, they're like, whatever, get it out. Just keep going.
But also think about the concept of when you're in the water and you see it, you go, do I just chill? It's probably cool in a baby one, or do I jump into the boat like a pussy? But it also could save your life.
Yeah, but also a baby shark, maybe they're experimenting, right, with what they want to bite, and it could be you.
Or like the mom can't be too far behind. You'd have to think. Jason, talking about your shark encounters, shark survival stories up for grabs. Tickets to Universal. We'll have them for you again in about 30 minutes. And then again at noon, 3 and 6 on KROQ. What's up, Jason?
Hey, so yeah, I was out sailing in the Caribbean a while back with my dad and my family. And after we had lunch, my dad went for a swim and didn't tell anyone. Next thing we know, about 5 minutes later, we hear him flailing in the water and yelling for help. I went and grabbed a pair of flippers, dove in the water, and swam out to him as fast as I could. And as I saw him start to go under, I dove under and grabbed him, but I saw 2 big sharks that were literally within about 20, 30 feet away. And I knew he was already panicking, so I didn't say anything to him, pulled him up from the water, swam him back to the boat, and got him on the boat. And as he was starting to calm down, my friends and my family came over to me and they said, did you see anything in the water around you? And I said, yeah, I did, but don't say anything. So to this day, I don't think he ever quite knew how close he was to some of these big sharks that were right next to him, as he was already scared of almost drowning.
So he just flailed in the water because he couldn't swim, or did he actually get bit by something?
He was actually swimming out toward a swim platform thing, because we were like offshore, and he was swimming towards swim platform. And it's one of those things that in the water it looks like it's a lot closer.
Oh
than
man,
that's such a funny reason to flail.
I've fallen for that trick before. You see that?
Sometimes a little ladder on the boat too. I'm like, I can't get so far
but
up.
when you see a swim platform, you think to yourself, that'd be
I could just jump up
That's
there.
a 3-minute swim to get over there, and you look at it, you go, I've been swimming for an hour. I'm nowhere near it. It's so far.
Exactly.
All right, I get it. All right, hold on. That's good. So he just ran out of gas going to the swim platform, and then the sharks got him. Smart move for the sharks. They probably know, these dumb tourists.
I know they're like, this guy's not going to last. He's this little platform trick.
Yeah, if we'll just wait right here. Easy prey. Steve on KROQ. Shark Encounter, Shark Survival Stories. Jaws just turned 50, and we've got tickets to send you to Universal to encounter Jaws and so many other great movies. What's up, Steve?
Yes, good morning. I was over at El Porto Beach, right there next to Manhattan Beach, and as I was out a few yards into the water, I just felt a couple of times just something brushing up against me, or felt like it was brushing against me. I didn't think anything of it, many years going to the beach. But then when I felt like something actually like ran into me, like it just like ran quick, like something rushed me, and that it bumped into me hard. I turned around, like, what the hell was that? That's when I looked underwater and I saw just this big white figure that just brushed up against me again. I swam and got the fuck out of.
Can't say that word.
Out of there.
Yeah,
I would be saying that too, though.
It's hard to tell these stories without swearing. That's the problem. Everyone's come very close because if you feel the thing, and I do think that's how they say it happens too. They don't necessarily go teeth first. The first thing they do is they smash you. They bump you first.
Because I don't think they can see very well, right?
I think they want to bump you, and then they want to see if you start flailing. Then if you flail, then they're like, all right, this is easy. This person's scared.
This pussy.
Right. And then,
I can't handle it.
That's why the first woman was saying she did the right thing. She kept her cool, just swam to shore, took care of her wounds.
Wow.
Jared, we give you the final word. We have to pick a winner. I wish we get to all these stories, but we cannot. Go ahead, Jared.
Right, good morning, Sweet Divots. Yeah, we were in Hawaii on our honeymoon, and we were swimming in the beach over there, and school of tigerfish or tiger sharks were there. We didn't know. Locals are like, hey, get out of the water. There's sharks right there.
Oh,
yeah, but locals
story.
kind of hate the mainlanders, so I also feel like they would be like, "Yeah, go in the water." I feel like the locals are always like, "Get back to the mainland." I mean,
thought the sharks just kind of like, I thought they were like loners.
Nah, I guess not. Sometimes
they all
hang
hung out together.
Listen, as a shark attack survivor myself, when I got bit in the finger by a lemon shark on my honeymoon.
Did you even know that you were being bit?
Not until afterwards, and I saw blood.
Then you probably scratched on coral or something.
You want to hear how mad my wife will get if I call her and bring this up again? She's asked me to never. She's asked me to never bring this up again because she says it's so not.
Is there any scar on your finger whatsoever?
I don't think so. Well, let me just see. I forget which finger it was, but just she'll be thrilled I'm calling about this. She said never bring it up again.
Really? Because you argued about it forever?
Yeah, because I'm a survivor of a shark attack, and she doesn't like to admit that I'm brave, and I basically
admit that you're brave, but you didn't even know it happened. It wasn't very traumatic.
She's not answering. She knows we're calling live on there. She hates this. She's also asked me to stop doing this.
I think she's figured out how to block this number.
It's really annoying. We got a new phone number. She's on to us now.
Your call has been forwarded.
That's just a shark attack survivor here calling. That's fine. That's fine.
Just ignore me.
Just going to send a text. What is it? And I'll say, just talk about the time I survived that shark attack. All right, Allie, come on. We heard some great stories. Who's going? The woman?
I mean, I think the person who was actually bit by a shark.
She had to have emergency surgery in Mexico in a garage.
She's so chill about it, too.
Congratulations. You're going to Universal. Thanks for calling. What is Labubu's, for everyone who listens to Klein Alley Show, is not something that we will ever claim because apparently they're very hard to get. And it got to a breaking point in my house where my daughters are very upset because I posted a picture. I think Nicole Alvarez brought in a Labubu on Friday or Thursday. I took a picture, posted it, and they go, I don't understand. You guys have Labubus at KROQ and you didn't bring us a Labubu? And I said, I'm gonna live in a Labubu-free household. There will be no Labubus in my house.
And then next thing you knew, you were at a Labubu store.
And next thing I knew, on Saturday morning,
you're really great at putting your foot down.
My daughter said to me, you know, Dad, I know a place at a mall where you can go and get a Labubu right now, and they're only $20. And I said, oh, those are probably the knockoff ones. And she goes, no, they're the real ones. I heard about it from a friend's mom. So, once again, I don't care about Labubus, but I love getting inside information. You know me, I'm a big fan of
from
any
an
sort.
8-year-old.
Indirectly from an 8-year-old through another 7-year-old's mom. Yes. But once again, you don't know where you're going to get good tips. Sometimes you get good tips, sporting events, you want to gamble. Sometimes it's great tips about, hey, you got to go to this shack on the side of the road. It's making the best taco.
So when you get a tip about a Labubu, you got to follow it?
Yeah, because instantly the gambler in me said, if my kid is on to $20 Labubus and I can go load up on those, I could, I could turn a profit. I'm still down. I'm still way up behind on all those stupid Panda Express onesies I bought a few years back.
Nobody wanted those.
No one wanted those.
But is this something that your daughter wants to have and keep? And then you were going to get extra to resell?
Yes. Yeah, that was my plan.
Yeah, but if they're being sold for $20 in the mall, it's probably not the ones that everyone wants.
Well, I also was aware of that. She goes, no, Dad, trust me. They're the ones. She's like, I saw one, and I found out where they are. So next thing I know, I'm like, say no more. Get your shoes on.
She's playing you just right out the gate. I know that she can tell you there's $20 ones and then get there and they're 100. It's like, oh, I'm already here.
We go to the mall, and I ask her, and this is not good. I don't know why I don't realize this, but I say to her, all right, where is it in the mall? And she goes, I don't know. But I'll know the store when I see it.
Oh, no.
So now I'm like walking around the mall.
Is it Hot Topic?
I'm like, please, is it any of these, how about any of these shutdown stores in the mall?
Claire's?
And finally, after walking through the stupid mall, we get to a store that has bouncers standing outside of it like it is a Las Vegas club.
Whoa.
And it's a toy store, but there are legitimate bouncers standing outside.
Well, because a lot of people are stealing Labubus.
And like real no-neck, buffed up bouncers. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This must be it. And she's like, Dad, this is it. She's all excited. And I'm thinking to myself, this is great. We're going to make a fortune.
This is great.
Well, I'm not thinking it's great.
This is a great choice for my weekend.
That's exactly what I had in mind. So there's a line there, but the line is moving shockingly. And anytime I see more than 6 people, I'm like, I'm out. I don't like any lines at all.
Yeah, but don't they sell out quick at these places?
It's moving, and the other thing is that when there's big groups that are trying to go in together, they sometimes will say like, "Hey, is there any singles? Any one or like single riders at Disneyland? They're like, any ones or twos?"
Really?
And I'm like, I'm a 2. They'll come on in. I'm like, great, cut the line.
Wow.
And my kid walks right over. She goes, "These are the ones." I go, "Are you sure these are worth something?" She's like, "Oh yeah, everyone wants these ones." I go, "You sure about that?" So I say to the guy, all right, let me get 20 of these things.
No, not 20.
And the guy says, oh, no, you can't buy those. Those are just for display. And I said, excuse me, what? He goes, well, you can buy them, but you have to do it through the website.
Oh, my God.
And I said...
This is where I get so mad, because why are you pissed off when, everybody's trying to go in the store to shop? Why are you making it hard to be in the store and shopping?
So I say to him, but I'm standing right here, sir, in front of you. And there they are right there. And he goes, yeah, I know. He goes,
then what are you doing here, you loser?
So he was another bouncer. He was everyone was like a burly security guard. You would really see, we go to a Vegas club, like 19 bouncers outside to check you. This is how it was inside of a toy store. And the guy goes, you got to order them through the website. So I said, all right, so if I pull up the website on my phone right now and order them, then you'll hand them to me? And he goes, oh no, you're going to have to come back to get them once they process your order. And I said, what kind of scam are we running here?
So there's nothing to buy.
So I say, well, how about these ones over there? Because they got different ones. They got big ones, little ones. And I said, any of these available now? Oh, no, they're all through the website. I go, well,
so what is everyone doing in the store then?
Well, these are people that apparently knew that trick, and they had ordered, I guess, whenever they were supposed to order, and now they were there because they got the confirmation that you can come pick up your Labubu. So I said, and then it all hit me what I'm doing and how sad this truly is.
I mean, as you're explaining it to me, I feel really sad for you.
And I said,
I got to go to Wetzel's.
I go, we got to go get a sample of a pretzel right now. At least there, they don't tell you, oh, yeah, get the sample online and come back tomorrow and try it. At least they hand it right. I look at a pretzel sample, next thing I know, it's in my mouth.
You know what? And then people wonder why everyone's being stolen from.
Well, it's like the only...
like, well, you know what? I want it now.
I kind of thought about doing it if it wasn't for the giant, 500-pound men that were standing there blocking all the cases.
Right.
But I really thought, no wonder people get all angry. They go, oh,
They're just mad online shoppers.
Yeah, because I'm standing there with credit card in hand, ready to buy your stupid Labubu's and play your game, and it was impossible to get them.
They need to give priority to people who go in the store. You're making the effort to physically go in there and find it instead of just click, 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 now I ordered it.
And the worst part is that every other Labubu fan in the store is looking at me, like, because they're hearing me.
What's the clientele look like?
What do you expect, Allie? I mean, come on. And they're all...
Were you the hottest one in the Labubu store?
I'm not going to say I was I was the only guy that I think was looking to turn a profit. I think everyone else was like a real fan of a Labubu. Like, they were all excited. Like, they got
How
him.
pasty white was everybody in there?
Very white. They had never seen the sun. And I'm going like... And I think they were mocking me because I was like the outsider that was just going in to try to
you look like a fool.
Yeah, just trying to but I felt bad because obviously my kid was all bummed out because she didn't get a Labubu. And then I said, you know what? We don't need Labubus. And meanwhile, Jake was in the streets doing an investigative...
Now you realize we don't need Labubus after this 2-hour ordeal?
Listen to this. Jake went into the streets to talk to people about the Labubu craze. And you won't believe who he encountered, Allie, right out of the gate.
Hey, how are you?
In my opinion, this is the voice of the Labubu.
Yeah, I ordered online. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
This is Moist Joyce, who apparently knows all about Labubus.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Are you feeling moist today?
Oh, always. Especially in this heat.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Yeah, I love it.
Nothing adds more moisture than some heat.
Joyce, do you know what a Labubu is?
I understand it's some kind of a stuffed doll.
Yeah.
So even Joyce, I mean, I thought she lives under a bridge, but even she knows what Labubus are.
That's about all I know. And they made like a 20-foot one or some huge one's been on the news. That's my experience with Lily.
So you know what they look like?
Yes.
You know that people are buying it for like hundreds of dollars?
Yes, that's crazy. It's like the Beanie Baby craze all over again.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't think it's a wise investment, but...
She's smarter than I am. Because I was looking at it like, this is a wise investment.
And you were going to buy 20.
That was my number. I said, don't go higher than 20, man. You don't want to get stuck with these.
People have too much money. They buy what they want.
How much would you pay for one?
50 cents.
There you go. That's Joyce Moist. Moist Joyce. She actually does seem to know.
Man, 831 said everyone at the mall thought you were a loser.
And they're right.
Klein Alley Show.
The world famous Klein Alley Show. KROQ. KROQ.
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show, and in the studio now I have actual children, and they are here. And it's time for some Father's Day fun. It's on Sunday, and Allie wanted to prove that I didn't know my kids, and she's asked me some questions. Round one didn't go great.
Nope, you got 1 point out of 3.
And how many points do I need to get to try to win this giant TV?
You know what? I'm going to be really nice to you. 3 total points.
Girls, we got to get 2 points this round.
So all you need is 2 more points,
all right,
okay, to get this TV.
All right.
Do not want the TV.
Right.
And again, you
clear.
all as a family need to agree that this TV is something that you want.
We do. Trust me.
I don't want
Now, during that break, Klein tried to give his daughter a nice TLC, which was awkward. And also, I gave you 3 questions that you've written down the answers to.
So here we go. Now we flip the script now, girls. You have to answer these honestly. We're going to see if you know me at all, right? Here we go.
If we don't get it, then we don't get a TV. But I don't want the TV.
All right, well...
girls, if there is something else that you want, we have alternate prizes.
Oh, yeah.
So you do want to do well on this.
You do not want to trade prizes. Do not fall for Allie's scams.
I do.
It could be a TV or it could be some other things.
Other things.
Okay.
Right,
we'll reveal what those other options are, but there are going to be things that you want. So play this seriously.
TV's not boring. It's the best thing on the planet.
All right. What is something that makes your daddy really, really mad?
I wrote down my answer. So, girls, what do you think what makes me really the most mad?
If I hit you.
Okay. That does make me mad.
Abuse.
Okay. Olivia, what makes me so mad?
If we...
Don't try to be funny. Just answer the question.
There are real prizes here, Olivia.
If we yell and scream and you yell.
Okay. I wrote not when they don't listen. Is that a batch?
That's really rough.
That's a
bit of a leap.
All right, that one's a throw out. We got 2 questions left. We got to get these both right.
Yelling, screaming, and hitting were their answers.
Well, once again, they hit me. I don't hit them. Let's just make that very clear for the record.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. What is your daddy's favorite thing to watch on TV? He obviously loves TV, and he wants to have this big, giant TV in your house. So what is your daddy's favorite thing to watch on television?
I think football. Can't copy me.
You guys can both have the same answer if you want.
No, she can't.
Yeah, Olivia. Relax.
Okay.
The
The
B
B
movie?
movie? Oh my God, you loser.
They watch the B movie. I don't watch the B movie.
Seinfeld?
The dog said the shit, the fuck, and the...
Oh!
What did she say? Did she just cuss?
Oh
my God, you said those so casually.
Wait, guys, I have something.
Go.
He also likes...
Guys, honestly, you got to stop.
Actually, he likes the Minions.
Okay.
Oh my God, Minions? That's worse than B movie.
The correct answer, I wrote sports. She said sports.
All right.
I have to say.
I will give you the point.
He likes to watch princess movies.
Okay. I will give you the point because Olivia said football.
All right, thank you.
My
Finally. God damn. Excuse me.
Is this what a 15 minutes in your
Yes,
house is
it's
like?
chaos.
This
Yes.
is exhausting. All
Jerry.
right, and then
Fly.
finally, what is the grossest thing that your daddy does?
All right, the answer. Thank you.
Okay, and Olivia?
So this is the story. So, okay, I'm in the bathroom. I'll be back in 5 minutes. 3 hours later, I'm in the bathroom for 5 minutes, and he's always taking the bathroom for so long, and he has so much gas in his belly.
Look what I wrote. I wrote fart.
Okay.
And I was about to say fart after.
Okay, yeah, I'll accept that late answer of fart as well. Guys, you've gotten to 3 points, which
that means we've won the TV.
Well, hold on a second. You could take home this TV right now, girls. Or, Johnny, will you bring in a couple of alternate prizes and see if the girls would rather go home with
Oh, no, he's bringing in
this
candy.
plate of donuts?
No. Yes, yeah.
No, do not trade a TV for donuts and Twizzlers, guys. They're already eating it.
Okay, or
She's throwing it. She's so mad.
you could also, if you want to throw all that out, I'll give you 100 Robux.
No, I'm throwing all that out.
Okay. All right, well, now one of my kids is crying. We've officially done our job here.
And another one has just bought herself new screen time.
Well, so let this be a cautionary tale for all of you fathers celebrating Father's Day that bringing your own kids to work is sometimes a very overrated concept. It's KROQ. Klein Alley Show on a Monday morning. We'll find out what's going on in the world, and we give you some more tickets to go to Universal, and we will have the official tally as to just how many tacos we as a community were able to put down over these past few days. Our quest was 10,000 tacos, 10K for LA, so we could help support some of the many stands that were, have been so drastically impacted by all the ice raids that are going on. So much so where adults have had to have their kids operate the stands. Stands have closed down, had to move to other areas. And we learned this when we chatted with our buddy Memo from LA Taco. Great site if you're not already following. And just how many people were being devastated by this. Businesses they have been operating for a long time. We asked you to step up, eat more tacos than you normally would. And we have an official tally as to just how much damage we've done and potentially how many lives we've helped make better. So we'll get to that coming up as soon as we're done with this, your ADD news, which starts right now.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
Well, Allie, hold on. I have Labubu breaking news before we get to the first story. Jared, go ahead on KROQ. What's up?
Yo, there's a place over in Orange that you can build your little boo-boo.
All right. You can't build a boo-boo. That's not a real thing. I'm not doing it.
You're not going to build a boo?
I'm not driving to Orange for a boo-boo. Labubu.
Yes, you will.
I didn't want to go to the mall.
If someone said they were $10, would you go?
Yes. Do you know someone?
No, I know nobody. But I bet my mom could get some for you on her little Whatnot Weird app.
I don't want them anymore. I'm out. I'm over it.
No, you're not. You're out until you get another deal. That's all.
We've decided today I'm going to give my kids dog toys tonight. Tell them I found Labubu's and just see how they react. And we'll play that for you tomorrow in a new round of Klein's Kids Hate Him. It'll be great.
All right, you know your wedding is good when people are protesting it. I guess that's the case for Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. They're essentially renting out Venice for their very large, very elaborate wedding, which is taking place very soon. And people in Venice are not happy about it.
They're renting out Venice, as in all of Venice, Italy?
Well, they're doing it on an island, but they have taken up essentially most of Venice and all their resources to have this wedding because it's so massive. So, first of all, the super yacht is parked in the Port of Venice, which has taken over like a lot of space and just looks obnoxious. But then there's also no water taxis around because all of them are being rented out for the wedding.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So like people who live there are like, we can't get around. And then they're already dealing with like overcrowding from tourism and raising prices for rent and stuff like that. The hotel prices, like all the prices of everything are going up, just like they do when a big event happens in a city or like this, right? So it's gotten so bad that they've now put a giant banner up in the square saying, if you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax. So people are still really upset about the fact that he's even there. And they pointed out that George Clooney got married there a few years ago. And that it was very well received because he's a very likable guy. And
he's a resident there. He's got his house on Lake Como.
Yeah, and
Como.
They're like, he's a Hollywood actor. He's somebody that people have some kind of an affinity or relationship with. And Jeff Bezos is just a very rich man who they believe has become rich from exploiting workers and bad practices. So they don't really support it, even though the city themselves, they want him to have a wedding there because it's good for money.
Sure.
Good for the economy.
And also, I get their thought is that this rich guy's going to have a wedding. He's going to bring all of his rich friends here. And so why don't we charge a little more for everything?
Yeah, Oprah's in town. She doesn't care about money. So let's just say that this sandwich is $1,100.
That would be so expensive, but probably delicious.
It'll probably be so yummy.
Probably delicious.
All right, this seems like too little too late, but Margaret Cho has reignited a conversation about the canceled Ellen DeGeneres. And now two comedians that I idolized as a young lesbian are now going at it, and not in a good way. Margaret Cho in a recent interview said that they had brought up Ellen DeGeneres somehow, and she started talking about how she's known her for many years because they were on the comedy circuit together. And she said, it's crazy now that the public perception of her is more true to who I knew her as, which is she was the mean girl on the comedy circuit. She's mean. She was always kind of a mean girl, had the ability to be nice, but said, I think she always has negative feelings toward me because her girlfriends and wives always liked me. And there was a kind of woman who loves a female comic, but Ellen was not one of those people. She was really weird and not nice to me for most of my career. So, a lot of people think, oh, she was so nice and then she turned mean because she just got so, like she just basically became a one-percenter and lost touch with reality. But I guess, according to Margaret Cho, she's always been a bitch.
I remember when we had Ellen on with us and she said this.
Hi, everyone. everyone. Thanks for being here for my final stand-up special. If you're watching this, I want you to know that I am no longer mistreating my staff. Instead, I'm mistreating the people who really deserve it. You know, people like the elderly, the disabled, the gays. What up, fags? Turn the chair upside down. You'll be more comfortable, you freak.
Whoa. I mean, she's really going for it.
Her new special really went there.
Yeah, especially during Pride Month for her to say that. That's crazy.
All right, how many hours of sleep do you get per night? For most people, it is not enough. Even 7 or 8, they feel like, is the minimum for most people. But I know, Omar,
Minimum.
I think you get like 3 or 4 a night. Is that still the case?
Between 4 and 5.
Yeah,
Between
so
4 and 5 now, yeah.
Apparently, Omar is a special breed, and there's a scientific explanation for people like Omar.
8 hours of sleep a night is a non-negotiable for most. There are some people who seem fresh-faced and ready to go after just 3 or 4. Studies have shown they're biologically programmed to function on fewer hours than the rest of us. They're called naturally short sleepers and can function fine after just 4 to 6 hours of sleep without feeling the effects. They're getting all of the benefits of a full night's sleep in less time, essentially sleeping more efficiently.
Omar is a more efficient sleeper than we are.
Oh, yeah, but for me, like, you know, I could do this, like, maybe 4 days in a row. On the 5th day, I am dragging ass. Like, I feel the effects. It's not like, you know, it doesn't take a toll on me. I'm like, you know, kind of craving that sleep.
These super sleepers, Allie, are the same types of people that we all know that are like, I just keep eating and losing weight. I can't figure it out.
I can't. It's the worst. I try. I'm trying to put on weight. I can't do
Just
it.
keep eating cheesecake, and I just keep shedding the pounds. And it's
Yeah.
like the super sleepers say, oh, yeah, I get 4 hours. I feel great. You're
I
like,
got
what?
4 hours on Saturday night, sleeping fully clothed on top of a pile of laundry, and I
Nice,
feel
nice.
terrible.
Yeah, as you should.
I
As you
feel
should.
just
Your life is going in the
terrible.
right direction.
Yeah.
I woke up fully clothed and full makeup.
It sounds nice.
Yeah.
It was, and that was after I fell asleep on top of the toilet.
Oh, man. We're going to find out about Allie's unraveling coming up next hour. But first, we reward you handsomely with tickets.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, caller 20. Let's go. Universal in your future. Already gave away some tickets last hour, but let's go ahead and get you in on the fun. We got tickets for you at 9, noon, 3, and 6 all day and all week here at KROQ, so you can enjoy all the fun of your favorite blockbusters at the all-new Universal Mega Movie Summer. Go beyond the screen with special character meet and greets, beat the heat, soak-worthy thrills, party in the park like never before. It is the best summer day, and it's happening in L.A. June 13th through August 10th, which means right now, get to Universal while you can. And we got 4 tickets for you to go to Universal Studios Hollywood if you are caller 20 at 800-520-1067. Allie, what an exciting hour to get into. We got those tickets to give away in a moment. Find out why you ended up drinking yourself to a level of drunk that you have not been in years. We're convinced it's because you were depressed after your pickleball destruction from at the hands of those children that destroyed you, and then you lost again to the blind guy.
And my own wife.
And your own wife. But, let's celebrate something for just a moment before we give away these tickets, because we asked our listeners to step up and help out. And as a lot of people, especially big corporations, were remaining silent, we were not happy seeing what was going on in neighborhoods all over Southern California to friends and listeners and family members. And so we started a mission, which we don't do often. We're not a mission-driven show. But when something as simple as eating more tacos can help so many people, we decided let's go ahead and create something that we called 10K for LA.
The crowd used to be 10 deep, and now there's barely a line.
It's not a joke. They took all my employees.
They're afraid. Or people that are come, to get a quick bite are not coming out because they're scared to be out.
ICE has started to abduct taqueros at taco trucks.
Business is so bad, he's parked his food truck for now and won't take it out.
This area is usually packed shoulder to shoulder, but in the days since ICE began its raids, business here has basically collapsed.
10,000 tacos for LA.
The mission was simple. Eat more tacos. Eat a lot of tacos. Buy tacos. Help support when you can and where you can. And some people committed to going on full tacos 3 meals a day. Others said, I went for 1, but I bought enough for my coworkers. And we had so many people, and especially a lot of these taco places, taco trucks reach out to us and say, thank you for what you're doing. People mentioned it. 10K for LA. We've been getting tagged nonstop in pictures and videos. And it's been actually delicious to watch, but also it's beautiful. It feeds you, but also kind of feeds the soul in a beautiful sort of way.
Yeah, and it was nice to see a lot of different types of tacos. There were breakfast tacos, lunch tacos, dinner tacos, veggie tacos, al pastor, and everything in between. Everyone looked delicious.
Everything was positive except for that one crispy taco I ate, and everyone gave me a hard time and said,
And also, Allie still owes us a couple of tacos.
Well, I did buy drunk tacos before I went home on Saturday night. All they had left was chorizo because it was very late at night. And I threw them up, I think, within an hour.
Oh, you did?
those back.
We can't take credit for those then.
No, I bought them.
Vanessa's entering the studio now with the official tally. She's been keeping track. I don't think she slept at all because we have the official taco count envelope being brought into the KROQ studios.
She took this
now.
so seriously.
She took it more seriously than anything we've ever done.
She's had no sleep.
Stressed about it.
Stressed about the taco count because she wanted to make sure we didn't double count tacos. She had platters. I saw her zooming in on pictures to make sure every taco got counted. It was wild. And then there was even just conversations happening in the halls where I heard coworkers talking about it. She's like, "Did you tell us? Did you post them? Because if not, I don't know."
I mean, you're telling me, but I need proof.
Yeah, Vanessa, are you so happy that we've decided to call it quits? I don't know what number we're going to be at, but are you happy at least that we're not continuing this anymore just for your own mental health?
I mean, I am happy to stop counting because sometimes I would mess up my count and I'm like, no, I am not recounting this.
Now,
I had a system. I don't know if it was a good one. Thank you, everyone.
Before I read the official tally, did you count the ones that Allie got and then threw up or no? Were those not counted?
Allie didn't give a count. I was like, drunk tacos, I guesstimated 3.
Yeah, no, she did say she got 3, but she did throw them up. Ladies and gentlemen, I will let you know at this point, all of the taco eating and buying has resulted in, this is according to our official count. Hold on. All right, I was hoping we would get to 10,000. I thought this would have been super depressing if we had only been at about 4,000. I think we ended at the week at 6,000 something on Friday.
Yeah.
As of right now, Los Angeles, congratulations. 11,652 tacos. That you have helped purchase and consume, and really probably you would have bought these anyway, but thank you for helping us to spread the word. This is actually incredible. Minus the 3 that Allie threw up, we're still at 11,649. So we will go ahead and fix the number to accommodate the ones Allie threw up. But thank you.
I think I only threw up half of them, by the way.
Big moment. All right, well, we'll adjust the number. Here, take the number. You can adjust it.
All right.
It's incredible. And seriously, I know it's hardly anything, but people did appreciate what we did because, if anything else, it helped bring some attention to something that a lot of other people are just choosing to not talk about. So thank you for stepping up and eating more tacos. And I would encourage you to keep doing it for the foreseeable future. But in the meantime, thank you for all you've done, and congratulations. You've done it, and according to 818, every pound Jake has lost, I have gained, but it was for a good cause.
And you don't have to stop now. You know, you can just keep going.
So happy to fight the good fight, and any fight that is wrapped in flour or corn tortilla is the good fight. So thank you for that. All right, let's go ahead and give away some tickets right now, and thank you for all of your support here. Allie has updated the number, and Vanessa can now finally take a nap. Well done, L.A. I'm very proud.
And well done, Vanessa.
11,000 tacos. Those were just in pictures we've been tagged in. So imagine how many others, people that don't even have social media, that were still eating tacos, inspired by the show. We head to Pasadena, and we say hi to Isa.
Hi.
That's
Good
a
morning.
troubling name right now, but congratulations. And you are caller 20.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. I love KROQ. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. We love you. You're going to go to Universal with 3 friends or family members. The choice is yours.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Hold on 1 second. Thank you. All right.
Is she a cartoon?
She's a cartoon. She's not
okay.
real. Get into a brand new hour of the show after Fall Out Boy here on KROQ.
I'm gonna make it bend and break.
K-Rock, Klein Alley Show. Generation Wars will be coming up in a few moments. Chance for you to win yourself a tiny towel. We got some other stuff to get into if you would like to represent your generation. Bragging rights could be yours, especially if you're a millennial that has let us down every single time we've done Generation Wars. You can give us a call, and we'll get into that coming up here on K-Rock this morning. Last time we did this, I think Boomers had a nice win, and then I think it went to Gen X. So if Gen Z or Millennials feel like stepping up, we will hear from you no matter which generation you identify as, and that'll be coming up in moments. The return of Generation Wars on K-Rock for the ultimate bragging rights. But first, Allie, there's a lot of stuff happening that I think will hit all generations differently as it pertains to reboots. It's time for some Toot It Reboot It here on K-Rock, where we talk about some of the exciting reboots that have been announced or trailers have officially dropped for. And it's kind of wild now, and I would imagine if you're in your 30s, even potentially I would say late 20s, you've lived long enough that something that you potentially grew up watching is potentially being rebooted already.
Like Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that's more of a sequel than a reboot.
I think if enough time passes for this between the original, like Happy Gilmore, enough time has passed between the original and the sequel for I think it just to be qualified as a reboot.
No, it's a sequel. It's Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, but it's a long-awaited sequel where it's a way of rebooting an old movie.
But I thought when you reboot it, it's got to be like a new cast, new stars, and all that.
Like, what would you consider that Office? Like the redoing the Office show again?
Are they doing that, or are they just talking about it? I feel like every single day I see new things about a potential reboot.
I think they're redoing it, but see, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
I don't know
Fuller
if that's
House was a reboot, and there was a lot of the original cast.
Fuller House, I think, would classify as a reboot because there was enough, like Omar said, new people that were brought into the fold, but that you have to keep, some of the riffraff floating around from the original.
So it's a mix of the original cast and new people?
And someone said you're thinking spin-off. See, that's the other question. Is spin-off. Spin-off is not a reboot at all.
That doesn't go with the song, so we can't do it.
We don't have a spin-off song, guys. We found this song, and we're sticking with it. So we call it Reboots, and let's go ahead and start with the one that I think people are the most excited about, and that would be the return of Frank Drebin, his son.
Yeah, and this is with Liam Neeson, and there was a trailer that had already been released, kind of a teaser trailer, and now this is another trailer that they released recently, and it has the first look at Pam Anderson, because she's also in the movie.
Over here, Lieutenant. I think someone murdered my brother.
Please, take a chair.
Thank you.
I'll find them. This is what I do. Says you served 20 years for man's laughter. You mean manslaughter? Must have been quite the joke. Need a bathroom.
I need this one immediately.
There's a line, man.
Police business.
I love the idea of the return of stupid comedy.
It's great.
Pull up a chair, and then she just takes a chair and leaves and drags it out of the room.
You take a chair, just leaves with the chair. It's great. It's good. That actually is classic Naked Gun humor right there. But some people will see this and not have any idea Naked Gun even existed. Leslie Nielsen, the original Frank Drebin, is probably the funniest comedy actor of all time.
And he plays his son.
And now Liam Neeson being his son. So once again, I don't even know if you would consider this a reboot. I know they're calling it the reboot of the Naked Gun franchise, but technically it has been recast, but it's also the story continues.
Yeah, and I think that his nemesis is like also the son of the previous nemesis. Like it passes on, so it's kind of like a spin-off plus a reboot in a way. And then I Know What You Did Last Summer is being rebooted, and that's, I'm pretty sure, a completely new cast. They released a trailer for that as well. And I just feel like those are the movies that you can reboot a million times and everyone will still watch it.
The easy fix for anything is we have a franchise that people used to like, and now all the people that were 20 when we did originally are 40. So we'll just make them the parents and
now
give
that
them
they've
kids.
Started hating new movies.
Right, now that everyone doesn't like new movies, we'll just take Jennifer Love Hewitt and give her a kid, and now it can be like, I can't believe her kid is now being stalked by the killer that tried to kill her mom.
Totally.
And then the story works out, and everyone just goes, all right, I'll buy into it.
What about the King of the Hill revival?
Now, that's coming to Hulu, and that is already been, I think they already did all that. But once again, that was I don't even put that as a reboot. I put that as like a money grab. Because that's a different category.
It's a 10-episode revival. And it premieres in August. So it's like a limited series revival type thing. But it's Mike Judge again. And it's with Hank and Peggy. And they're retired now. So it's them later in life.
Later. Yes.
So it's picking up from the same place.
I still don't know if any of these reboots technically are reboots.
What about Masters of the Universe, the new He-Man?
Well, it's funny. We talked to, last time Jared Leto was on with us before he was in hot water, is when he called us from the set of
He was playing
when he was Skeletor.
I think we mushed another one. Omar, I don't even think you know this because you were not on Friday. You were not here with us. But
there's an update?
Well, not about Jared Leto, but you did single-handedly mush Vlade Divac, right?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Okay,
I did hear
just
about
making
that.
sure.
My bad.
He got into a motorcycle accident and just fell off the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Didn't even get hit
we
by
haven't heard of
anybody.
Vlade Divac in like a decade.
Right, but, but we mentioned, but what's funny, because we mentioned Jared Leto, he was on the show, and then, of course, the story comes out. He was on the set of the He-Man movie, I believe, where he's playing Skeletor, unless they recast him for that. So that's another one, Allie. I guess that would be a reboot because that's been a long-ass time, but they'd never made a He-Man live-action movie before, so maybe that's not a reboot at all.
Yes, they have.
When did they do that?
1987.
Cool.
Wow, Jay.
Dolph Lundgren
What, you
played
know, that show that you were watching, The Four Seasons?
Yes.
That was the reboot.
Right, that was an original movie that was out originally.
Like in the 80s, I think.
Oh, hold on, we got to go to break, but there's a message for Omar.
Hello, this is Vlade Divac, calling from Montenegro Hospital, Laker legend and fantastic motorcycle driver.
Okay,
My friend had told me that someone in LA had mentioned me on radio. I was so excited that Seacrest was talking about me.
No.
And then he said no. Big Boy? No. Mark and Brian? No.
They're not on.
Kevin and Bean?
No.
Oh, no. He said Klein and Alley. So he sent me a photo of you two. And I asked him, you sure this is not Mark and Brian?
Okay.
And he said, no,
Son
that's
of a
the people.
Thank you.
I was so shocked, I crashed my motorcycle.
Okay.
But thank you so much for the mush. I'll catch you next time I'm in L.A., bastards.
If you are representing a generation and would like to battle in generation wars, call us now. The game is next. A great prize up for grabs and bragging rights for your generation. Let's go. Gen Xers, Gen Zers, Millennials, Zennials, even Boomers will squeeze you in after this.
KROQ has your chance to get ready for a summer to remember at the all-new Universal Mega Movie Summer, happening June 13th to August 10th at Universal Studios Hollywood. Meet your favorite characters, experience soak-worthy thrills, purchase movie-themed foods, and join the ultimate party in the park for the best summer day in L.A. Listen for your chance to get cast in the role of a winner of a 4-pack of tickets at 9, noon, 3, and 6. Lights, KROQ, action! More info at KROQ.com. Rated KROQ.
Mars, I'm still going. Did Ali inspire you anywhere? 100% so good.
So long I've been waiting, girl, you know I've been anticipating for the day you'd come my way. Now you're here and I got to say, you're my adrenaline, you're my fire. Girl, you make me wanna reach up higher. No star is too far. Spread your wings as we reach up for the sky. Give me your love, give me your love, girl. Now give me your love, give me your love, girl. Now give me your love. you can lean on. When times get bad, don't be sad, right here by your side. Yeah, yeah. True love's so hard to find.
When you get it, got to hold on tight.
I got you, and you got me. Let's get together and make some memories. Give me your love, give me your love, girl, now. Give me your love, give me your love, girl, now. Give me your love, give me your love, girl, now. Give me your love, give me your love. Give me your love, give me your love, girl, now. Give me your love, give me your love, girl, now. Give me your love, give me your love, girl, now. Give me your love, give me your love.
How do you identify generationally? Are you a millennial, a Gen Xer, Gen Z perhaps, or a boomer? We'd love to hear from all generations. An opportunity for you to play the Generation Wars. Win yourself bragging rights for your entire generation. People that were born in that decade-ish time around when you were born. And even though you would think that we would all have similar knowledge, base of information, totally different. Having a conversation, but watching a conversation take place between Jake and Johnny is like watching two people speak a different language.
Yeah, I know. So seeing that age gap take place, and then it makes me think about people who date outside of their generation and date people who are 20 years younger than them, and I'm like, what do you talk about?
Right, but the good news is, since we just learned in Tune and Reboot, all the things come back again. So potentially, if you date someone who's young enough, you could all be into all the same things.
And they're like, oh my God, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, right. I remember seeing the original in theaters. They're like, the original's on Netflix and next month. What are you talking about? You're like, yep, that's right. It's time for a Generation Wars. On this show, we have multiple generations represented. Jake's a proud Gen Xer. I am I think a Zennial. Allie's a millennial.
So's Vanessa.
And then Johnny's Johnny would be Gen Z. And Vanessa's Alpha Gen.
Hey.
That's the babies that were born today. So, once again, it's 800-520-1067. On the phone, I see many people representing Gen X and Millennial, and they are trying to lock down a Gen Zer to join as well. In the past, the first time we did this, I can't keep track of all the winners, Allie, but I know we've had a boomer win this thing before, which is shocking.
Yeah,
but, boomers want to know everything. And then we've had a Gen Xer seem to do very well because they've learned everything that happened in their generation and then all of the stuff that has happened since. Gen Z usually
they've had a couple wins.
Had a few wins. But the millennials, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is.
Nothing. Not one win.
It's not that they don't know the answers to these things, because you would think millennials are right in the middle of all of this. They should have picked up some of the Gen X stuff and some of the Gen Z stuff.
Yeah, I mean, before internet, before smartphones, we experienced pagers, which was a really weird time. And now here we are in 2025, and for some reason we've retained none of it.
Yeah, it was so cool that anyone who had a pager was either a doctor or a drug dealer. No one else had a pager. It was doctors or drug dealers, and you had to kind of size up the page and be like, I think I know exactly what that person's doing, and they're not fixing bones.
You know, Johnny didn't know what a pager was.
Right, of course. Why would he? Doesn't even know what a page of a book is now. We go to our first contestant. They used to want to be a stuntman growing up.
Okay.
Does that give you...
Do you randomly just know that fact about this
random fact that's been given to me about Randy. Randy is representing... Randy, what generation are you?
Gen X, the best.
Gen X is so self-important because they claim that we should know.
I guess I like to dance.
Wow, that's so fascinating. Wow. When did we start doing random fun facts? Is that something we wanted to add?
I think we wanted people to feel like they got a chance to know the contestants more than just their names.
Fun fact, I like to dance.
Representing 1994 and all millennials, we say hi to Saul. Good morning, Saul. You are a legitimate millennial, right in the middle, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone sounds the same, by the way. I honestly, there's every line's got someone on it.
Millennial, yeah.
We found,
Are you Gen Z?
Do you also like to dance, Saul?
No, I'm not a big dancer.
Oh, that's how we can tell the difference between the two of them. And let me hear you. Donovan, you do like to dance.
Yeah.
Okay. And Saul, you do not like to dance.
No, I don't.
Okay, once again, I have... Well,
one of them has a slightly worse phone connection.
Okay,
that's how
good.
You can
That's
tell.
how we can tell the difference between the two of them. All right, and then Randy, of course, is representing... At least I can tell Randy apart. Randy is representing all of Gen X. So we've got a Gen Z, Gen X millennial battle. All right, guys, hands on your buzzers. Here we go. Once again, I will ask the question, yell at your generation. If Allie calls on you, you have a chance to answer. And let's figure out who gets bragging rights in this week of Generation Wars. Question number 1. What was Sam Goody?
Oh.
Gen X.
Okay, Gen X. Randy?
Record store.
All right.
There you go.
That is correct.
1 point.
Silence from the other two generations that have no idea.
Not even a millennial got,
You would think,
come on,
but
you
no.
remember Sam Goody?
Question number 2. What does skibbity refer to? Skibbity.
Gen X.
Millennial.
I think Gen X called in first. Randy?
Gen X?
Skippity toilet.
Skibbity toilet, that is correct.
Wow.
YouTube smash, Skibbity toilet. I can't believe... Millennial, you knew that one, though, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you got to scream a little bit sooner. Here we go. Question number 3. Gen X is up 2-0. What three-letter word is another way of saying dating turnoff?
Millennial?
Millennial, go ahead with confidence.
DTO?
No, that is not correct.
Oh, my God. Why are you so disappointing?
Millennials, you always let us down. We are one of you. Yes, to steal, go ahead.
Stuff.
Nope.
Stuff?
I think he said sus, but that is not right either. All right, the word we were looking for is ick. The ick. Dating turnoff. I would have thought Gen Z would have stepped up on that one. Gen Z, what happened to you? You busy dancing or something?
No, I didn't know that one.
All right, we move on. Gen X is still up 2-0. It's Generation Wars on KROQ. Which generation has bragging rights? Right now, it seems like Gen X is running away with it. We go to question number 3. Which Mexican dance craze became a global sensation in the year 1996?
Oh, millennial.
Gen X called in and said the right answer.
Gen X already yelled the answer. Macarena, that's correct. He's up 3-0. Well, there's still a chance for a comeback, but it's unfortunately falling away very quickly. Question number 4. If someone posts a skull emoji, it means that they probably found the last text they received to be what?
Gen Z.
Go ahead, Gen Z.
Donovan?
Dead.
Right, all right. But what they found, if they post it, what does that mean? They found the last text they received to what? To be what?
To be hilarious.
All right, I'll accept that. Finally, Jesus Christ. On the board. All right. Now, Allie, what's the score currently?
Looks like Randy's got 3, Donovan's got 1.
Okay.
All right.
Millennials still scoreless as usual.
Man, this is like the longest streak ever since we've had a millennial winner. And every millennial in the text line goes, I'm a millennial. I know all of these. Well, next time you got to call in and play. Gen X is still in lead. We go to your next question.
909 said only girls say ick. I thought everyone said ick.
It's a common enough phrase. Here we go. What diet? Gen Z is in second place and still has a chance at something. Millennial?
A chance at something.
Let's go ahead and check the scoreboard, Allie. There's only a few questions left.
Randy's got 4, representing Gen X, and Donovan's got 2, representing Gen Z. Millennials still scoreless.
Sales of this breakfast food skyrocketed after it had an appearance on this popular Netflix show called Stranger Things. Which breakfast food skyrocketed in sales? Gen X.
Waffles.
It's more specific.
Waffles.
All right, that is correct. Well, I think that's going to be game over at this point.
This game makes me sad.
Final questions. Here we go. Which 1990s fad involved taking care of a digital pet?
Millennials. It's a Tamagotchi.
Oh, finally. At least you have a point.
I was going to say Labubu. I was going to hang up on him. All right, he's on the board now. Allie, what's the score currently with only 3 questions left?
Gen X is at 5. Donovan with Gen Z is at 2. And Saul, the millennial, has 1
All right,
point.
if you sweep the next 3 questions, Donovan, you could tie up with Gen X, and we have a chance for Gen Z. Here we go. What show popularized Hans and Franz?
Gen X.
Okay. Randy?
Saturday Night Live.
There you go.
All right, well, that's going to be all she wrote. But I'll give you these final questions anyway. What was the name of the Clintons' cat? No answers?
No one knows the name of the Clintons' cat.
Garfield.
No, it was
What is it?
Socks, the cat. It was I don't know, it was a big deal in the White House, apparently. And I guess it doesn't matter, but Suzanne Summers was the spokesperson for what exercise product?
Gen X.
Go ahead.
Master.
All right. Well, Gen Z, you put in an effort. Unfortunately, you and Millennial got smoked again. Gen X seems to just win this thing every time.
And he's happy about it.
He's very proud. Randy, what would you like to say as bragging rights for your entire generation right now? You started the call by saying you rule, but go ahead. You have an opportunity now. You've won this generation wars. What would you like to say?
I said it at the beginning. Gen X is the best. We're still the best. The other ones don't even come close.
You get to pick any band now from your generation for us to play on KROQ. So whatever you'd like to pick, go ahead.
Pearl Jam.
All right. I'm going to give you this because I had it queued up anyway.
summer, a.k.a. the one time a year you hit up that friend with a boat.
I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat!
Klein Alley Show. Now live until 11 a.m. And probably less annoying than your boat friend.
KROQ.
For a while, because her wife is very
social,
friendly and social, and there have been quite a few things that have come up on this radio show over the years that some of them that I witnessed, like the time we went to Beach Life Festival and she was hitting on that bartender, got her number, and then ended up watching Atlantis with her on her shoulders or something.
I believe it was Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow, whatever. One of the
Allie,
most.
why do you say that like you're proud of your wife? Got her number.
She is proud of her.
Because my wife loves me, and she is a very unique person that people want to talk to and want to know. And I'm proud of that about my wife. Yes, there are times where if she's just drinking with my friend and they happen to be topless, I have questions. But overall, I think she is an incredibly loyal, special person, and that's why people flock to her. That's why she's the Riz Master, as Johnny would call her.
Right, but there's also
you know, a lot of those people, like, I don't know who that yoga guy is who had that brothel of women. I forget his name, but... Bikram, yeah. That guy, had the same quality. Everybody wanted to get to know him, and look how that dude turned out.
And that's kind of what my wife is doing. She does Bikram yoga.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
she practices his...
She's a new Bikram.
And she stays late with the yoga teacher. And
she
they
does
do
private lessons.
Privates.
Yeah. Yes, and she has
private lessons and private parts they do.
Well, also the owner was kind of massaging her with THC oil one day, which was not a part of what she paid for whatsoever. And that none of that's ever happened to me. But what happened the other day is my wife works from home. She's a therapist. I went into...
And she uses that voodoo on you, so whenever you confront her with one of these things, and there's a lot of things we just brought up.
This is triggering for you, and you're projecting. What's really going on?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just go make dinner.
She does some weird Yoda stuff, and next thing you know, Allie's like apologizing and cooking. It's like crazy. I don't know how she does it, but I got to start getting into this therapy thing on the other side, because you learned some weird hypnotism or something.
So I went into the room to grab something, and I noticed her computer is set up where she works, and sitting to the side of her computer is her wedding ring. Both the wedding ring and the wedding band. And I'm going, wow, she just finished with a client. She obviously took the wedding ring off for the session for some reason. Why would she have her wedding ring off? Wouldn't you ask questions if your wife took her wedding ring off at all? I know some people take it off if they have construction jobs or whatever. Maybe there's some reason why they don't have it at work or whatever. My wife is not one of those people. She's literally sitting in a chair. Why would she be taking off her wedding ring for any reason?
Well,
I would not even notice if
really?
my wife wasn't wearing it. Yeah, I would not
guys
notice.
don't notice.
I feel the same about wedding rings that I do about manicures. Never noticed one ever. They get done all the time. I wouldn't notice if my wife came home missing all of her fingers. Wouldn't notice. Wouldn't notice.
As long as her mouth worked.
And she says, and she'll say to me things like, "Did you notice I got
fingers?
I got a manicure today," and I'll say, "Nope, didn't even know you had hands."
So would it bother you though if you did notice?
I
would
don't
definitely
actually know.
Bother you.
I don't even really know if she wears the wedding ring or not wear the. I think it's all about if it goes with the outfit or something.
What?
Yeah, I don't think. Sometimes I think she has other rings on that aren't mine. Maybe she's married to other people. I don't know about.
Bother you that then she's walking around and people don't know she's married?
Listen, I know. I don't. First of all, I don't think wearing a wedding ring or not wearing a wedding ring matters at all anymore, because I think that sometimes people wear fake ones so they think they'll get hit on less, and I just don't think people care. I don't think anyone respects the ring regardless.
No, I think they do, dude. I think you're wrong.
I agree.
You think people now...
Oh, yeah, dude. I've been in situations where I've been in, talking or whatever, and then they notice the ring, and then they back off.
Yeah, women notice. Guys don't notice.
Yeah, I don't think
guys don't care.
Maybe that's what it is. Guys don't care.
Girls care.
Right. They say, like, hey, is that wedding ring real? And then...
So I decided to ask her about it because you guys are always in my head now about this stuff. And I just wanted to know what you think about her response, because she gave a few different reasons of why she didn't have it on.
Okay, this is what Allie's wife said.
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern.
Okay, well, she sounds like it's been a long road, huh?
This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power.
Okay. That's President Biden. Excuse me.
Thank you so
Well
much.
said.
Biden.
Hold on, I got to find this clip. What's this clip called from your wife? I'm trying to find it here.
Here I can.
Is it? Oh, it's cheating wife. Here we go.
No, it's called
Cheating bitch.
I've got it right.
Allie's listen. This is Allie confronting her wife here.
I wanted to ask you because I noticed something yesterday. I wanted to ask you because I noticed something the other day.
What is all that noise? What are you wearing? Corduroys? You eating something?
I don't know. We're in the kitchen. There's a lot going on.
Is that Vanessa eating another piece of meat?
As soon as I get home, I put a lot of things in my
Sounds
mouth.
very loud. Yeah, go ahead. You want to ask her
I
something?
walked into the guest room after you were finished with a client, and I noticed that your wedding ring was off and it was on the table.
What the hell? Wait.
She just
literally just laughed in your face. What the?
What a great, I mean, I'll tell you.
Come on.
You caught me.
Get back to chopping.
I noticed you were having sex with another person in front of me.
All right.
She didn't really validate. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Validate?
She's about to respond.
Well, her
Not
first response
validate,
was
but-
cackling in your face.
That was play that back.
Yeah, I mean, that is wild.
Okay.
You confront her. I mean, it's a fair question. Why take it off?
I walked into the guest room after you were finished with a client, and I noticed that your wedding ring was off and it was on. Oh, go away, you silly bitch. The table.
Yeah, because I was cleaning it. I
While
made
you
sure.
were working?
No, I cleaned it. I don't know when I took it. I was cleaning it during one of Wesley's baths.
Already weird, right?
Story's getting
What? That does not make sense.
Her story has already changed.
cleaning the table. I thought you said.
By the way, don't you just let it soak or something
And
else
she
like that?
said she was cleaning her ring, and that's why she took it off. But I'm like, while you were in a session, you were cleaning it? And then she goes, no, it was at a different time, and I just happened to put it there. And I'm like, what?
I might have taken it off during work and then cleaned it while he was having a bath, and then before the fires.
She's a terrible liar. Terrible liar. Wow, this is crazy.
Okay.
She's bringing up the fires now.
Allie, does this not concern you?
Well, it gets more concerning later.
Happened.
What?
I made sure to put them back on my finger. Both of them were off.
Right, because that would be the first thing that you make sure you put back on.
Put your phone away.
I'm just saying that it was sitting there as if maybe you have a client that,
Oh, no.
that you don't want to know is married, and then you take it off when you have their sessions. And
No. I think I have done that before, though.
Oh man!
What?
Jesus!
Oh my God!
Wait
no
a
way!
minute. Hold on. So your biggest fear is that she's got certain clients that maybe she doesn't want. She likes to,
she's married.
She likes to
for some
play
reason.
single for whatever reason.
For whatever reason. And then she's like, but I have done that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's a great idea. I thought of it years
This is
ago.
your
This
opportunity
is the
to walk away.
Jedi. She's setting it up for the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, I hear it. You're
This is a setup.
You're absolutely right. There's like that weird thing
You
that's
openly admit to it. You can't be held accountable. But
She-
you're telling
What
the
am
truth.
I supposed to do with this?
She's great at this.
She really is great at it, Allie. And it is crazy because all of a sudden, I don't even know whose side I'm on anymore now.
Right.
It's genius. That's unbelievable.
Cheating from faraway lands.
I mean,
she has never been caught because she tells
So
people.
first she laughs, then she says, no,
a weird cleaning excuse.
Right, I was cleaning something or other. And then it was, oh, no, but I do that also, yes.
When you have their sessions. And
No. I think I have done that before, though.
Well, why? Why would you do that?
Because when I first started working, I didn't want anyone to know anything about me.
So you would take your wedding ring off on every session?
Or like for my day at work. It didn't last very long.
You hear Allie's brain break there. That's awesome.
She's good, man. She's really good.
I have not done it.
So my wedding ring that I got you is your most prized possession?
Honey, I made
And
sure
you're
to.
cleaning
I
it?
almost got up during a session to put it on my finger because I
wasn't getting anywhere with this client.
Almost is not doing it.
Yeah, no
this
kidding.
is wild.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
If you're driving right now, look to your left. Chances are the person next to you is on their phone. In fact, so is the person on your right and the person to their right and probably you as well. And now they're trying to crack down on it. A new California law has made it illegal to hold your phone at all in your car for any reason, even if it is picking a song, checking a notification, checking your Google Maps. It's now breaking the law if you're touching it. It's the new no-touch rule, which is a good rule in general, I guess.
My wife has that rule.
No touch rule.
I go, when did that rule start? She goes, it started. It's been there for a while.
Wait, what D-bag drew up this law?
Well, there is...
And who passed it, by the way, and who voted for this?
I mean, I assume this is all Newsom and all the good... it's a loophole where it was never really okay to be doing this, but...
No, but we all kind of like, as the collective, accepted that it's fine. Well, no cop is going to waste their time pulling people over that they're on their phone, right?
I have seen cops texting and driving or on their phone while driving.
Well, they're TikToking. The cops are TikToking.
That's true. And you know what?
Funny little dances.
They're doing lip syncing.
They have time for that.
Right.
Here. I think that everyone has developed their own personal rules for what's okay and what's not. Like if I'm at a stoplight, I can pick up my phone because I'm not moving.
Yeah, but not if you're the first car. If you're the first car in front of the red light, you
are probably the least distracting things that you could be doing on your phone.
And people do also come up with an excuse for themselves, and they do claim that if I am using my phone for a Google Maps, a Waze situation, then technically that's part of driving, so that is okay.
Yeah, or if I'm texting but I'm using voice to text and I'm holding my phone, that's fine, which I would think is pretty innocent, but none of that is okay anymore. And they also said that they're going to enforce this with very steep fines. But I still agree that
police officers don't have anything else better to do,
I know.
for sure.
Like, still, even if they look... I've seen a cop look at me while I'm holding my phone and then just go, ugh.
But we've all done that.
And I do the drop. I immediately drop.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you didn't see anything.
What? The drop. We've all done the drop. The drop is the funniest move ever because sometimes you got phone.
You're totally busted.
Yeah, you hold it up. The cop looks at you. Eye contact is made, and you just do that whole whoops. Gravity.
You feel like you're 16 again. And you're like, nothing. All right, we've been using AI for a while now.
It's gone. No phone. I don't have a phone. What are you talking about? Huh? What's on you?
So the big question is ChatGPT and AI making us dumber? We've been using it long enough to do a study, and they determined that...
Here's the results.
I do feel like I might be on the tism.
Yep, you're on the tism.
He is on the tism for sure.
Sure is.
He's on a lot of spectrums.
Dude, can we recap Vanessa's wild email yesterday?
Oh, my God,
She did it through AI. That was weird.
Yeah, she does her Sunday emails through AI now, and she even gave it a theme. It was like a Love Island theme.
Yeah, and did you not enjoy that awesome, fun email?
I hated it with every being in my body.
It was like you don't have a
No, it was...
What's the word? Soul.
You're not wrong, Vanessa, about Omar, but the reality is that email is becoming about 2% Vanessa now and 98% robot.
I love Vanessa emails.
Yeah, I like the Vanessa emails more. Less polish. Less polish.
Know. Well, it was like this week on Klein Alley's show. I was like, I don't know if I have time to read all this.
I thought I was getting spammed, to be honest.
So they determined that it may cause what they're calling cognitive debt in the human brain. So that's smart talk for it's making you dumber, potentially. The study was done on students who used ChatGPT to help them write their essays versus students who went BO, brain only. They determined that the BO students were lame. No, they said they outperformed the ChatGPT kids in every category, and they were also able to quote and retain parts of the essay way better than the ones who used AI. And if you ask ChatGPT about this study, it says, wow, this is interesting and plausible, but this is still an early study, and cognitive offloading isn't always a bad thing.
What is wrong with your brain?
Well, I get it. Listen, I think that a lot of the stuff that is supposed to make us smarter, smart cars, lane change assist, all that, we get so used to it that when it stops happening, or when we get in a car that doesn't have it, we're like, whoa, people just pulling into other lanes. We go, I didn't beep, so I just thought I could come over.
Yeah, I know.
Think all
that
the
lane
things.
assist really helps me be on my phone.
But of course. And that's the goal.
All right, did you go to the movies this weekend? Chances are you did not see Elio.
I did.
You did. I think you were the only one. It was officially the worst movie opening for a Pixar movie ever. It only made $21 million. The movie 28 years later still did better, and so did How to Train Your Dragon. And then the movie itself has 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's not necessarily a bad movie. I think a lot of people just kind of forgot that it existed. Did you like it?
I rate all of those kids' movies in the following scale. Did I get a solid nap while the movie was on? And this one, because the AC was cranking and I had a reclining seat, I give it a 2 thumbs up. I mean, I napped great. I don't know.
9 out of 10 big nostrils.
I could not tell you, Allie, what happened in that movie. I couldn't tell you one of the characters' names.
Did your kids like it?
I brought one of my kids. I think she liked it. She ate all of her popcorn, and at the end, she said, "Can we see it again?" So I guess
you
that
didn't
means she
watch
liked it.
one
Nope,
moment.
I was
of the movie.
asleep before the movie started. She woke me up during the credits.
So your kid didn't have any kind of like bonding moment with you, like, you know, when you're watching the film, like, oh, that was a great part of the movie.
And a funny
like
joke,
that?
and now you both remembered that joke, and when you saw the movie together.
She told me
you
after,
could have inside like jokes. Yeah, exactly.
She told me afterwards one of the aliens ate pizza, and I probably would have liked that part. And I said, yeah, I probably would have.
She talks to you about it like you weren't there.
Yeah. She
You would have loved it, Dad.
Yeah, she explained the movie to me and her mom at the same time, and she was not at the theater, and we were both.
You're like,
knew
whoa.
exactly. Yeah, but you know, just
So
do what I can do.
interesting.
We get into a brand new hour of the show right now, perhaps the greatest hour of your life. Here we go. After 10 o'clock here on a Monday, we are Klein Alley Show KROQ, recovering from the weekend. Perhaps you are recovering like Allie. She claims she did drinking this weekend like she hasn't done in years. She'd like to come up with excuses for it, but I think that we can all agree she's got a problem.
No, I actually drink less now than I ever have.
in general, but not over the weekend, and it's a result of the fact that you got your ass handed to you by a couple of children and a blind guy on the pickleball court
there
Friday.
were a few different factors involved.
This is what is called a relapse.
Yeah, we did Reboot earlier, and now we do Relapse.
Okay.
Tune in and Relapse.
There were a few. It was a relapse of opportunity because I went to a birthday party for somebody that I don't frankly know that well. And when we got there, they said, yeah, whatever drinks you want, just put it. We have a big tab for the birthday, and nobody had to pay anything.
So this was more of an El Cheapo thing than a drinking thing. Like, you were more excited about the free drinks.
I did not know that all of it was going to be paid for, to the point, and they were great hosts. So anytime anybody didn't have a drink or was done with their drink, I would have a new drink in my hand within 30 seconds.
Can I ask you a serious question? Had you gone to the same party, but there was no tab?
Stone cold sober. Seltzers only.
Ice water?
It was at a hotel. Do you know what the prices are like there?
So an ice water, 2 straws, but because you knew someone else was paying,
I
all
would
of
have
a
brought
sudden...
my own flask. I would have planned ahead.
Smart. So you've realized this is a open bar situation.
And I made another rookie mistake, which was I ate a little something before I left, but by the time it was a late start to the party. I mean, we didn't get there until 9:30, so I was pretty hungry when I started, but then once I started mingling, I forgot about food. And I was just like, oh, yeah. And then I'm drinking my vodka sodas, and then somebody else brings Patron shots. And I'm like, can't say no to that.
Right.
And then before I knew it, I was inebriated. And then we had the street tacos, went home. As soon as we got home, I was like, I can't go to bed now. You get that weird, like, spinny thing going on. And I was like, oh, man, I haven't felt this in years. Ended up throwing up, falling asleep on the toilet, throwing up more, and then by the time I actually went to sleep, it was 3 a.m, and I just passed out, fully clothed in full makeup on my couch in a pile of laundry. Woke up about 4 hours later to my kid, who had already woken up and was just playing in the living room while I was drunk, passed out on the couch, and I felt really bad about myself, but I did have a great time.
Is that your first, like, real legitimate hangover when you wake up and there's a child there? Because
yes.
That is...
And it was like all day hangover, too. Like, it never went away. And he's getting into this habit where he picks one word and he repeats it over and over and over again. And
I just wanted to slap him.
I'm like, okay, washing machine, I get it. Why? Yes, I heard you the first 20 times you said washing machine.
Yeah, is of no tolerance.
Yes, he thinks it's so funny to just repeat a word over and over again and laugh.
Uh-huh.
And I also realized I don't have good drunk foods in my house, like hangover foods.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as I got up, I was like, I need something. Because your stomach has that raw feeling.
Sure. Well, you're puking all night. You wasted such good street tacos.
Question.
I did not hydrate. What?
Where was your wife during this entire thing?
She said she walked by and saw me on the toilet at one point.
She didn't decide if you were sleeping on the toilet to carry your ass and put you in a bed?
No.
Yeah.
And I kind of was, I could have been mad about that, but I was also like, you know what? I think we reach a certain point in our lives where you don't need to take care of people anymore.
Right.
But what also the next day you're feeling crappy and she's go get you a pizza, go get you a burger or something.
I picked up my own my own hangover food, Omar. I went and picked up my own pho.
Pho?
Yeah.
That's not the right hangover food.
At the end of the day, yes, it is. Because
you gotta get a nice greasy
like
burger.
a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich or something.
No,
wow, that sounds
I heated
great.
up some of those Trader Joe's hash brown things.
Oh.
They're the ones that are like McDonald's.
You got
ones.
a disaster.
I had a
your
couple of
place.
those, and then I made a PB&J. That was the best I could come up with. I didn't even have anything to make like a crappy quesadilla at home.
You always got to have an emergency, because sometimes you're right. You do not plan on going out and getting that hammered, and then you end up. And
I'm like, I have healthy food in my fridge. I'm not. What am I going to do with this?
I still have like a break in case of emergency. One of my drawers that's supposed to have vegetables in it, my fridge, has like Gatorades and has breakfast burrito. I always have like stuff in there in
That's
case.
what I need. I think I needed like a bean and cheese, like a frozen bean and cheese burrito. Even an Uncrustable would have been better than what I made.
Oma, what's that weird stuff you made us try that was made out of stomach lining that is like all of the innards?
Menudo.
Yeah, menudo. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you have any menudo on the ready?
Yeah.
That'll cure you.
No, I had nothing. I had nothing, and I wish that I had gotten like I think the best food when you're in a mood like that is when it's a greasy croissant, bacon, egg, and cheese deal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That would have been so satisfying.
So how did you end up at pho?
Oh, Katie said I want pho.
Oh, man.
My life into pieces. This is my last.
In moments, we are going to give away the ultimate prize pack that we've ever given away if you're a fan of this show. Only if you're a fan of the show. If you're just a random listener, you will not care about any of these items. But if you're a fan of the show, and we said we have up for grabs a can of limited edition Jake Shack beans, which you can see right now on see them on the YouTube. This is an unbelievable thing that has been made. Jake Shack beans. Jake knows beans because he lives in a shack, and that's all he eats. Jake Shack beans, and we will throw in a Vanessa tiny towel, which can also be a grill towel this time of year. We'll get into a little round of Don't Be a Dick, people at a barbecue, as we're going to officially be in barbecue week next week. Get ready for the 4th of July, summer barbecues. We want to avoid all the dicks that could ruin your good times. Don't Be a Dick. We'll take open nominees. Our favorites will get themselves the combo can of Jake Shack beans and a Vanessa tiny towel. Perfect for this summer. We get to that.
And then you can peel back this label and find out what beans you really have.
It's mystery beans when you open the can, as Jake says in the song. Could be pinto, black, refried, who knows? It's Jake Shack beans.
Jake Shack beans!
We'll get to that. I think you're offending some people right now. I don't know who, but I feel like
some people.
I'm offended by certain people. 4 people, I don't know. This message on the GOAT line.
Hey, guys. Happy last week of June. I just have one request. Would you guys please be able to play the Let's Be Honest theme more often? You guys only played it once this month, and I think that's a hate crime against Allie. Thank you.
It is a hate crime, but we will squeeze in one more round of Let's Be Honest before we're officially out of Pride Month and this national nightmare can be behind us. But we will get, it is a catchy song, so for the Monday vibes, here you go.
Let's be honest. Let's put our lesbian to the test. She's the very best. Let's be honest. You got a question she'll address. Come on, shake your breasts. Lesbians.
I'm going to ask this.
Gay.
This
totally.
Is if you're not wrong, Vanessa, this question actually was waiting here. This one's come through every time. I don't think I've ever answered. When you're a lesbian, do you get to share underwear with your wife?
No, we don't share underwear.
You don't?
We share a lot of other things, though.
You know, I know you guys share toothbrushes and.
Well, not all the time. We share toothbrushes if there's no other options. I don't mind sharing a toothbrush, but we've shared we share socks. We can't share shoes because she has giant feet.
Hers are tap.
No.
Wait, why wouldn't you guys share underwear? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. I think that's just a little too much.
That's too much?
Yeah.
That's finally where you've drawn the line?
But we can share makeup. We can share clothing. We can share hair products.
So if you have no clean underwear, you would go with either no underwear or dirty underwear over taking a pair of your wife's clean underwear?
Yeah, I actually wore an old pair of pregnancy underwear the other day because I had no underwear left because we really needed to do laundry. I didn't even think to go in my wife's underwear drawer. I would never do that. But we also share jewelry. There is a lot of bonuses to being with a person of the same sex because you really double your inventory as soon as you get together.
But not with the underwear.
No, I would never think to. I think just because you get used to your own. You get used to your own brand. You get used to your own feel. And like I have underwear that I've had for a very, very long time, way too long. You know that I'm a graduate of the University of Pink.
Yeah, class of
Victoria's Secret
class
underwear.
of 87.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of holes in them, but they're my holes.
Ugh.
You can't share your holes when you've got
What about
your
when
own.
it comes down to the time of the month? You guys have the same brand or
We use the
different?
same tampons we share.
Oh, God.
Wow. All right.
This is why. This is why.
She's a super and I'm a regular.
This is why this guy. That's so gross. This is why this guy has demanded that we start putting warnings in front of our segments.
Hey, what's going on, Klein Alley? Hey, can you guys start putting warnings and disclaimers before certain segments?
You're not wrong.
For example, Allie starts discussing how she sleeps nude and then goes into details about her sweating flap meat.
Yeah, we need warnings. See, this guy's not wrong. I'm with
And
you.
just further goes into how she has a swampy chow hatch.
All right, guys, this guy is onto something.
That's my new brand of underwear.
And we need to get a warning before our segments. Omar, just make regular warnings. We'll just put them on before
We'll call them
everything.
scissor warnings.
Yeah,
Got
because
it.
this is like really inappropriate stuff, and I can't. I'm sitting here. I'm in the front line here. I can't handle this.
I know, and I'm
Ugh.
looking at you directly in the eyes when I tell you it is a heavy flow day.
Oh my God.
And it's just like, oh my God, what is going on here?
You're right, dude. I'm with you, man. I'm with
Hey,
the listener.
lesbians are hot. This is why we still hold the title of #1 most searched porn category on the
I
internet.
think you actually mushed that. I believe it dropped this year for the first time ever since the internet
mush,
because
hot.
of you. You mushed the hell out of that. Come right back. Don't Be a Dick Barbecue. We'll take your open nominees right now to give away these Jake Shack beans
Yeah, open up your chow hatch.
and a Vanessa tiny towel. Which type of person should we keep out of barbecues? Summer 2025. We'll take your nominees next.
KROQ has your chance to get ready for a summer to remember at the all-new Universal Mega Movie Summer, happening June 13th to August 10th at Universal Studios Hollywood. Meet your favorite characters, experience soak-worthy thrills, purchase movie-themed foods, and join the ultimate party in the park for the best summer day in LA. Listen for your chance to get cast in the role of a winner of a 4-pack of tickets at 9, noon, 3, and 6. Lights, KROQ, action! More info at KROQ.com. Rated KROQ.
As veal is to what?
Would it happen to be like guinea pigs or like hamster?
Do you think we're eating hamsters at...
Only in Lilo and Stitch on Disney Channel, they used to have like a character.
This guy's like,
hold on. Hear me out.
He's bringing up Lilo and Stitch.
Wait.
So wrong.
Wait, let me
go ahead.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
In the Disney Channel show Lilo and Stitch, there was a character named Hamster Veal. Veal and hamster. It's associated with the animal, so that's why I was like Hamster Veal. That was his name in the show. So hamster.
Are you thinking of hamster wheel?
No, hamster wheel is the thing. That's the thing they spin around.
Something going on inside of Johnny's head right now.
But if they're saying hamster veal,
Hamster Veal is the name of the character.
Right.
V-E-I-L.
Robert, sorry, man. You thought he would know, and he did not know. Oh, my God. That's a dead cat. Vanessa, what would it take for you to come in here and hold this cat?
No, I can't. It like makes my heart race. Cause
Do you want to hold the heart? Is that what you're saying?
What?
No.
You want to hold a heart while your heart races?
Vanessa, can you come in here and pet this cat that Allie's holding?
I literally don't want to.
What if it was the cat's dying wish to be pet by you?
No, I already, like, when I saw them, my heart started racing because, like, think about it. They were alive, and now they're just there.
I know, but they look so peaceful.
Cannot find Allie's intro for ADD News. Hold on one second. I don't know where it is.
Ollie knows the news.
Thanks, Vanessa. I'm going to start now.
Hold on.
That's the wrong segment.
I could put in.
Oh yeah, you got the. Yeah, you're way off on segments. You're only off by 2 hours, Vanessa, but appreciate the effort.
Oh, ADD News. You're so right.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, perfect. Let's move on. Remember that Dodger fan that was hit by a slab of concrete at a game a couple weeks ago? They ended up giving him a jersey, some bracelets, and a Max Muncy bobblehead.
They didn't even get a Shohei bobble? He got the Muncie?
He got him. He got Muncie.
He did not do a good negotiation.
And then now
a
he
slab of concrete falls on you at Dodger Stadium.
And you get a jersey and some bracelets.
I'm getting one of those gold Shohei bobbleheads. Those are the real ones.
Totally. And so he said, really, what I'm waiting for now is just a simple apology.
People really like an apology. I could care less about apologies. Mean nothing to me.
You know what
want
means
stuff.
more than an apology? Yeah. Things and money.
Bobblehead. More bobblehead. Have you ever injured anyone by hitting an errant golf shot at one of your charity events?
Oh, my God, I did.
You did?
Well, that's
one of the St. Jude's kids?
Yeah. Took out a kid. I stopped playing golf at my own event when I did hit the photographer. Now, I had, it's a par 5. I had, like a rescue wood. And, the photographer, I could see him about 70 yards up to the left, creep out from behind the bush with this camera. And I was thinking to myself, I wish he was not there. And I dead hook pulled that thing and kept it low off the ground. That took him right in the chest, and he dropped. And it was like a cartoon character. The camera's flying in the air, and he goes down. I thought I killed him.
The 4 C's of alcoholism, Johnny.
Cocaine's not one of them, right?
Oh, wow.
Great.
Jack and Coke together.
All right. You got cocaine, Jack and Coke.
No, Coke. I can't really. I don't know any other C's.
You couldn't think of 4 C's?
Bourbon.
Can you think of 4 C words at
Excuse me. Bourbon is one of your guesses?
It sounds like a hidden C is somewhere in there. Like a little French beer. C'est bourbon.
C'est bourbon.
All right. Compulsion. Control.
Conviction.
No. Craving.
Constipation.
Consequences.
Damn it, I was so close.
Those are the 4 C's.
Oh, I was going to say cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis, not also right. That is, unfortunately, he got none of those, right? The 4 C's of alcoholism, Johnny.
Cocaine's not one of them, right?
Oh, wow.
Great.
Jack and Coke together.
All right. You got cocaine, Jack and Coke.
No, I can't really. I don't know any other C's.
You couldn't think of 4 C's?
Bourbon.
Cirrhosis, not also right. That is, unfortunately, he got none of those, right?
No offense, Jim.
that hard? That's the word. Did Ali inspire you in any way? Yeah, 100% children.
We are Klein Alley Show. Barbecue season is officially here. People gather around the grill, and next week is one of the biggest barbecue weeks of the year, leading up to the 4th of July, which is a week from Friday, and, all weekend. And pretty much now when the weather's like this, it's just always a good time to throw something on the grill. Mm-hmm. Even if it's your pho, Allie. Hangover pho. Grill that out, bring it to the next level.
Put soup on a grill?
That's right. It's the season for it.
People,
and,
by the way, were backing up my choice that's a great hangover meal.
Well, some argue that is the equivalent of the Menudo.
Yeah.
I would argue quite different, but I think you had it right on the head, and we could talk about this at a different time, what is truly the best hangover food. But
that's an endless
some sort of bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant usually does well. Right now, though, the question is, who should we eliminate from all barbecues this summer? It's a great public service announcement as we try to save society by eliminating one dick at a time. Up for grabs. It's a limited edition Jake Shack Beans can. Mystery beans inside, and then, of course, a Vanessa Tiny Towel.
What's your theme song, Vanessa?
She doesn't have one, unfortunately.
Tiny towel.
Perfect. And I think that's good to have because you could use that in the kitchen, by the grill. Everyone needs one of them towels by the grill. These ones, I think, are probably not fire retardant. I feel like they're flammable because they were made very quickly.
Oh, yeah. I think they would go up in flames.
I don't think you should use this as like an oven mitt, but potentially just a little cleanup by the grill. Remember, only PG fluids. You're okay with marinades, right, Vanessa, going on the towel?
Man-made?
No, not man-made. Marinades.
Oh, marinades.
Yeah,
marinades are fine.
Okay.
What about some mayonnaise?
All right, a man-made marinade can go all over the Vanessa Tiny Towel. Let's get into it. It's time for Don't Be a Dick. Here we go.
Don't be a dick.
All right, anyone at all that you nominate could make you eligible to win the ultimate barbecue gift pack, which is a Tiny Towel and Jake Shack Beans. All right, hey.
Can you call it a gift pack when there's only 2 things?
No, it's not really a great gift pack.
Can I start off?
Yeah, go ahead, Omar.
The guy who hovers over the barbecue, like if I'm grilling and I'm in my zone, I don't need you over my back just hovering and not like helping out. Like, dude, if you're going to hover and be around, go grab me a beer, get something, get me a tray or whatever. Don't just hover around and just chit chat and distract me from my grilling duties.
It's also the guy, very often there's the guy behind the guy, and that's who you're referring to. And that person does stand, and they always are in the way, too. They're trying to
Totally. I'm like, there's no elbow room. You're right next to me, dude.
I think they feel like they need to make conversation. Like, oh, you're over here by yourself all doing the work. But the point is, if you're grilling, you want to be by yourself. I don't want to be making conversation because I can't focus on what I'm doing.
It is the best part of being the griller is that you kind of get
you have your little private island.
You have your space and people.
And everyone respects you.
They're supposed to respect you. And I believe, Patrick, that's you echo Omar's thought, correct, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. The backseat griller is the worst. Don't tell me I'm burning stuff or I need to flip it. Just be glad I didn't put cheese on your burger for you.
Yeah, there's a monitor.
Or the guy is like, oh, you should put that on the grill on top of the grill. You know that?
Warmer?
On the warmer. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Shut up with the warmer.
Yeah, usually if the grill,
on top of the grill.
If the griller knew what they were doing, if the backseat griller knew what they were doing enough, they would be the griller. They know that they don't really have the ability, so they kind of just stand back there.
Those who can't grill.
Those who can't grill rearrange burgers on the grill for the guy who's grilling, or they give advice.
Sometimes they'll offer to man the grill for you. They're like, oh, why don't you go take a break? I'll man the
Yeah,
grill.
but when you do that, then you come back and there's flare-ups everywhere and everything's gone to crap.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
trust
good-
anybody.
It's a great early nominee. Once again, our favorite one will get themselves the ultimate summer gift pack. 1 can of Jake Shack beans and a Vanessa,
no meat, even though we're talking
and a
about
Vanessa
barbecue.
tiny towel. Let's say hi to Jason. Nominate. Don't be a dick. Go ahead. Barbecue people. What do you got?
Good morning, sweet dibs. I want to nominate the person that doesn't contribute anything but complains about everything. Where it's like they don't help with the grill, they don't bring any food, but everything is a complaint. It's like, oh, this is overcooked, this is undercooked, this is burnt, this is too salty. It's like, go eat ass then, you know?
I think we can all agree that if you're invited to a barbecue, there is an expectation that you show up with something. And usually, anything at all, it's hard to get that wrong because if you can come up with nothing else, you just bring booze. If you have no other good ideas, there are so many things you can bring that would be acceptable. Even if you showed up with an unexpected tomahawk ribeye.
Yeah,
And
but
you go,
no one
"Look what
ever
I
shows
brought."
up with that. The people that show up with stuff are like, I brought portobellos.
Well, that
for
sucks.
anybody who wants
But-
vegetarian
and that
options.
sucks, but at least that person brought
Brought their
something
own
for
lame-
themselves
yeah.
to ruin. Yeah, so they're not complaining. I do agree, though, that it's such an easy. It's my favorite thing to get invited to because there is no wrong answer.
Yeah, but
for them,
there's-
except for the portobello.
But then there's also the person that runs a barbecue but can't time the things out properly. And that got a nomination from 951 said, my in-laws used to grill meat, one meat option at a time. So
What?
it would take an eternity for everything to be grilled.
It's the part of.
And then you're like, okay, I'm waiting so
Yeah.
long. What's going on? And you're making chit chat enough, and you can't fill up on chips and guac for like 3 hours.
You know how when you're in school and you always think to yourself when the teachers tell you stuff, when am I ever going to use this in the real world? And they don't really give you compelling reasons why, so you just get annoyed and stop paying attention. I wish I had been a little bit more attentive in math. And I wish the example they had used is when you're trying to actually have things done at the same time on a grill.
Right.
And you're doing like pulled pork on one side at a slow, because at that point there is math involved and I hate that part of it.
Yeah,
because
and you're I need to put this on with 6 minutes left
Right.
because then I have to put this on, and then it all has to time out properly. And that is tough sometimes.
Saul on KROQ, good morning. Don't be a dick. It's Barbecue People. Our favorite nominee will get themselves the ultimate summer barbecue gift pack. 1 can of Jake Shack beans and 1 Vanessa Tiny Towel. What's up?
Vanessa, do your song.
Tiny towel.
Thank you. Yes, Saul, what's up?
The person that swears that they're like the top chef and then they end up burning all of the food.
It's so funny. I actually was thinking about the person that always blames the grill. Like, their stuff is not good, and they blame the grill, and they do a lot
Or
of...
the meat.
Yeah,
Sometimes they'll blame the meat.
Had I done this on my grill, or if this was charcoal instead of gas, there's
Yeah.
always a reason why the stuff's not right.
Or, God, yeah, the meat's really gone downhill at, insert grocery store
Right,
here.
right, yeah.
So it's not me, it's the meat, it's the cut.
I used to get this at Gelson's, but this is a Vaughn steak, so don't blame me.
Yeah.
Blame the cow that Vaughn's got.
323, what about the dick who throws a huge barbecue but doesn't inform the guests about their terrible parking situation?
Man, that's a pretty strong one as well.
And then there's no parking. You're like, what am I supposed to... And why didn't they tell me?
Yeah, but you have to assume that certain neighborhoods, especially
Yeah,
now,
never went to a barbecue in Hollywood.
there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be just a lot of people. So this is the time when if you have anyone you know that has a backyard, a pool, or a grill is probably going to have people over. So understand that's going to be a bad parking situation.
What about the person, and this is like the opposite of the backseat barbecue guy, the person who over-explains their own barbecue? Or it's like, yeah, marinated in this special rub, and I...
you know how long I smoked this?
And you're
Right.
like, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to say this was good, and that's all you need, and they say thank you. And then
Yeah.
other times they feel they need to give you the whole story about the smoking
Yes,
process.
about the stupid wood chips.
Right. Those woods from a cherry wood tree I got from Vermont. Chopped it up.
Okay, I'm hungry.
Hey, Susan on KROQ, don't be a dick, barbecue people.
I would like to nominate the person that brings their annoying ass children and then expects everybody else to babysit them.
God, that is so true.
Unsupervised children are the worst.
Well, listen, sometimes kids are, invited, I guess, but the thought would still be you're still the parent. I think some people look at it and they go like, "Oh, sweet, this is daycare with a grill."
Look, there's a bunch of adults around.
Well, the
that can watch
babysitter's
my
the
kid.
pool, isn't it?
The pool or the
yeah.
is supposed
I think
to
with
be
all
the
the drownings
babysitter.
that take place
Right.
every year, that might not
Yeah,
be the
you're
best.
fine.
That's right. According to Omar, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just remember that. You're fine. But yes, I do. That is the idea, is that the pool is supposed to be the babysitter. And then you get the one less drunk adult to sit there by the
Right.
pool and keep an eye on it.
Yeah, but then if the kid is doing something douchey and the parent's not around to scold them, then they're just being a douche.
Yeah.
Final nominees, and then we have to give away the ultimate summer gift bag. I mean, this is nothing
The
better.
ultimate. Did we say ultimate?
It's ultimate. It is 1 can of Jake Shack beans and 1 Vanessa Tiny Towel.
Come on, Vanessa.
Tiny towel.
Perfect for your own man-made marinades. All right.
Just yelling.
What's up? What's up, Jessica?
Hi. I nominate the people who they'll tell you to show up at 3, that food's going to be ready by 3, but when you show up, they don't actually start grilling until like 5 p.m.
Oh,
or
man.
till the last guest gets there.
It's the worst, especially if they do that. We're going to wait till everyone's here. We're going to wait. There's not enough people here yet. Just, we're hungry.
I
We've
hate
come
showing
hungry.
up to a place and it doesn't even, like, nothing's even out.
If I know I'm going to a
like,
barbecue,
I'm
I
like,
st-
where's the platters? Where's-
I don't eat. I wake
It's
up
like
and don't
I just
eat.
showed up.
Right. I know. It's beyond frustrating. And by the way, great nominees on the text line that can't get through, but the 6760, the person that doesn't check their propane levels, runs out of gas mid-grill. That's a whole...
Yeah,
that is
and then they have
one-
to leave and go get more.
Everyone's got this like weird half gray burger because they had to like get out in the middle.
We're
It
like, I'll
doesn't
finish
cook
this
right.
in the oven. And you're
All
like,
right.
no.
These are all strong, Allie. I can't believe we can't. We have to pick one of these nominees to give the ultimate summer grilling gift bag to. But who's going to get the 1 can of Jake Shack beans and the 1 Vanessa Tiny Towel, perfect for your man?
I don't know. I
marinades?
mean, I know Omar said it first, but the first guy that called had that backseat barbecue guy, and
Yeah.
he really is just the worst.
All right, congratulations. Your summer barbecues will be upgraded drastically. Angela, have some beans on KROQ.
Our kids are out of school, which means we're working longer. Klein Alley Show is now live till 11 a.m. because it's better than scrubbing popsicle stains out of our couch all summer. Klein Alley Show. Bad parents, good show. KROQ.
now. The summer hours rolling on. We are KROQ Klein Alley Show, and we'll do some takeaways, then turn it over to Nicole Alvarez. He'll give you another chance to get yourself Universal tickets at noon, then 3 and 6. Do that all week. I believe this is the week that we've convinced the great Kevin Ryder to come in early again in the mornings, where he sat for 30 years here at KROQ doing the morning show, Kevin and Bean. And he's agreed to return to the mornings to join us on the lie detector machine for a very special Wednesday edition of Lie Day Friday. We could not get the lie detector guy this Friday because he's traveling for lie detectors. He's going to the
East Coast.
Got to do some lie detecting on the East Coast. So anyway, Kevin Ryder's agreed to come in on Wednesday, answer any and all of your questions, burning questions. When he left, what's going on relationship-wise, want to get a sense of, one of the questions is, I think we're going to ask him is, does he think this show sucks, our show? And we'll get the honest answer. So Kevin Ryder will be on in the light. Omar, are you concerned with what he'll reveal about you when he joins us on Wednesday? Because I would be a little concerned.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm just going to shut up now. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we used to do back in the day.
Right, well,
I don't want to see the light of for sure.
Yeah, well, the lie detector test will be happening live on air. Lie Day Friday, the Wednesday edition, happening this week with Kevin Ryder. Tomorrow, 21 Pilots joins us on the show. And we keep giving you more tickets.
We're going to put them on it, too.
We're going to get them on the lie. Anyone who joins us this week is going on the lie detector test. Let's get to the bottom of that. All right, takeaways from today's show. What do we got?
All right, 213, my takeaway is war is okay as long as the memes are cool.
According to Postmaster Johnny, all wars are fine as long as they give you memes to get you all excited and patriotic feeling.
650, my takeaway is if a shark bites you, just pee on it.
That's right. You learn that. Could save your life.
818, my takeaway is Lauren Sanchez coined the term Dirty Sanchez.
That's what she's known for.
310, my takeaway is Klein's wife pioneered the no-touch rule.
That was her. But long before that was the rule for whatever else we decided it's a rule for. That was her thing.
That's for phones.
Oh, phones.
Not touching
while
your
driving.
phone.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And then finally, 310, my takeaway is Klein is jealous of an 11-year-old boy body.
Well, let me just say, I heard the clip. The clip is very dangerous out of context.
Right.
This is going to be a
and
real...
I think in context as well.
Well, this is the clip out of context. When they encountered the sharks, they got brought right back to the moment, and they had to start swearing. Apologies for a lot of that we had to dump out of earlier. If you missed parts of the show, you can check out the podcast Goes With the Show. We're also on YouTube. You can find us there as well. Back tomorrow with an all-new show. We try to be better by then. Stick around. Nicole Alvarez is next. Bye.
World Famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
Right now is the best.